morning, people. It is Thursday, the 21st of December. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I am one of your lovely, lovely hosts, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst. And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
Always, man. Even in winter. It's always jam-packed. Man. Love it. How's everyone this lovely morning?
Can't complain, you know, as always.
Love that.
What about you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I am good. I've got one more working day. Well, two, including this one, but...
I feel like I should be saying shalom to you.
What's shalom?
Peace.
Peace, indeed, because...
Because you look like a Hebrew Israelite today.
Well, don't you believe that we come from there or something like that? Was that you?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You believe black Jesus and everything.
We're the black Jews, man.
You personally get a story that I talk about God might be black. I said, I need to block this man. I said, what kind of
could God be then?
It's a spirit. Spirits ain't got no colour.
Can you see a spirit?
No, but when I see God, I will also be a spirit. Spirit recognize spirit kind of vibe.
All right.
That's what I said. What? I just said, you know what? It's been a long day. I don't even know what this video is about. Oh dear. We had some technical issues earlier.
Yeah. My apologies. Something was happening with Ecam Live that I have no clue about, but it just stopped working, so I had to create a new stream. But thank you very much for being patient. I know we started very, very late today. We apologize.
We did.
God willing, the new year is not going to be that way. Obviously, Esther's going to have a few words with the team.
With the team and that.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't even know what, boy. You have been in therapy and working on myself. I got boundaries for y'all. So we will definitely be having a meeting.
What does that mean?
What?
The putting boundaries on all you mother effers.
Yeah, I will let you know. I don't think I will let you know when the show is done.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know you are.
If it's going to fine tune things, I'm all for it.
I know.
Yeah, you've got my echo sign, whoever it
Always.
is.
Yeah, you're very supportive. So love that. I was gonna compliment your colorway. It's a shame you guys actually can't see Brent. You know, Brent is in here with a new outfit every day. And when I say new outfit, I mean the new TNB outfit. Sick colorways you guys can't see, but.
Thank you.
I feel like at least when you guys are able to buy it, you'll be able to buy... Because the rest of us in black. Yeah. Brent is in non-black. So,
you know, I'm going to go a bit crazy. I've already bought myself something for Christmas. I'm going to go crazy with the ranges and stuff.
But if I see I swear to you, if I see red, I might have to cut you off. I'm not trying to see Santa red. I'm not trying to see the new black on vibrant red. Is it red?
No. I'm not even talking about that. I'm not talking about the colorways and whatnot. Because remember, for me... I only like the black stuff.
Black, okay.
And if anything, it's going to be not my skin tone, but like a brown thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give away too much, but I'm going to get real creative with the ranges that are going to be coming out, right? And again, I ain't told you crap yet. And you're normally the first to know, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when it is, we get off here, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. But I bought myself something for Christmas.
All right, love that. Ladies, I'm going to try and get some tank tops in time for summer. That's what I'm going to try and do. Some nice little, sweet little crop tops. Especially if I keep going to the gym and I got abs, everybody's going to see it. I'm going to be walking around. Abs out in summer. I can't wait. But yeah, I hope everyone is good though. I hope everyone watching the show as well. We don't really ask that. We might need to start doing that in the new year actually. Ask how people are. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are looking forward to Christmas and that.
Hello, Davina. How's the bubs?
Yes, how's the little baby?
Star Crow is listening to TDA from Lanzarote. Where's Lanzarote?
Also, I went for my first solo trip, Canary Islands. It's one of the Canary Islands. Beautiful place. Very small town as well. Well, where I stayed, to be fair, was small, but it's nice. Lanzarote is nice. Can you tell us what the degrees are up in there, please? I just wanted to go in winter.
Are you with your babes?
That'd be awkward if he's not. I don't know if he's with another.
You might like solo tripping, innit?
No, but if he's with another babes. Remember that other guy, a little spokesperson meant to come on the show at some point, the little traveller, and he was out here all sending stuff, knowing damn well he was in bed with another woman.
Which traveller are you talking about?
Remember the guy what's the guy?
You're talking about the passport bro.
That's it. And then you damn well that he was, in compromising situations. And then we're talking about him, and he was like, hey. And he said he put the volume down and he's watching on his phone now with the AirPods in. People are funny. We have very funny. This community has very funny characters, you know. Have you been thinking about the categories for tomorrow, by the way?
Yeah. Shout out, is it Akua? Yoboa?
Akuya. Yeah.
I have a special love for her. She told me to shut my mouth. Wise words.
Ladies,
She
you
said
hear that, ladies?
She said I was doing too much the other day when you and Gina was in, and you guys were talking about
What was it about?
I think it was
the bridesmaid
stuff.
thing.
And I completely mixed up things, innit?
Oh, yeah. So he said shout.
Yeah. Respectfully. I love
You know what? When all else fails, shut up is really just the go-to, to be fair. But big up you, queer. Any more? That's it?
Yeah, so far, Just Show, Sarah Velli,
Big up Sarah.
Velli.
Kwame,
Kwame.
Mirad Semra.
Sorry?
Mirad Semra.
Oh, sorry, I got scared. I think I said Mirad Melly. I was going to say, excuse
You
me.
know, each time on his
Excuse
time I
me.
see that, I just picture him.
I was going to say, listen, we don't get you over here when you are out. They scrapped his way back into YouTube and stuff. Just act like people are going to forget what he done did. And then one time he tried to talk about, a housewife or something. Someone said, hey. No remembers. Don't you dare let black men come off your lips.
Davina, hi. TDA baby's doing well.
Oh, beautiful.
She had a dip last week, but she's improving.
Good.
Very strong personality for such a small person. I love it.
Oh,
We love it.
that.
Love that,
Love
man.
that for her.
Love it.
Little princess.
Morning, Von. Morning.
Big up Von.
I can't ever pronounce this. Is it Mulibel? Muleebelle.
What is it about to be? Mulibel.
Mulibel. Iman B.
Big up your man.
Big up No Behavior Podcast.
Big
Love
up-
to have you in the studio
Which
sometime.
one is that? I know it's not the one that's meant to be here right now. If it's Loons or Venus, big up you. Good morning to y'all. If it's the other member, I'm Shafi. You might want to get your ass up in here. Shafi.
Morning, Oyen B.
Morning,
It's
Oyen.
not Oyen B, but it's Oyen B. I said I'm
You just want to call her Bay.
Yeah. Because I've met her.
She's
You
buff.
understand? Yeah,
Oyen's
yeah,
buff,
yeah.
so I hear the Bay.
Absolutely lovely. Absolutely.
Morning,
lovely.
Oyen Bay.
Crucial J. Yeah, I think I like this. Just as the people are typing, I think. we should
Yeah,
put
it's
them up every
nice.
morning.
We're gonna start doing that more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Good
it's-
morning, Lewis Williams.
I know Brent is best suited to do it because I've got blood contacts.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll be like, morning, Sarah. Rebecca Oyen. All right, well, that's it.
Ah, boy.
Oh,
I love
funny
seeing
show.
Enoch too because of the Bible.
Oh, Enoch.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's definitely Ghanaian, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like only Ghanaians use that name. Maybe it's Zimbabwe, people from Zimbabwe might. Because their names,
They use everything.
they use sentences. Names. So my God is marvelous. What are you talking about? Anyways, good morning, everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you guys. Please like the video. If you're not subscribed, it's just right next to the like button. You might as well just do it all in one. But we've got a packed show, a great show, God willing. So let's get into our headlines.
You know, I was there thinking, I think 2024, we
Yeah.
need to basically know our audience.
Yeah.
And I don't think our audience likes us telling them to do things. So I think we should stop
Oh, we stop
telling them
telling
to
them-
like stuff. So
No,
what-
because you know what?
What I'll do instead is to put up like graphics.
Okay, yeah, that's a good.
As a
yeah,
subtle-
yeah.
You know,
Because you know what it is? I feel like, because obviously we got killies in our community, but a lot of people who didn't start off as killies have become morphed into killies. So, they don't really like being told what to do.
At all. Even if it was you ask nice, they'd be like, "Why are you asking like that?"
I know.
Yeah.
Killies are very interesting individuals. I told you someone bumped into me. I had no behavior and I apologized to him. I don't know what they were like. Are you blind? Big up all the killies, man. Your head killie is, doing what head killies do. So there's that. Because clearly we can't tell him what to do either. What a show. But yeah, all right, let's get into our headlines then.
Oh, so Mirad has actually met me. Let me see this picture. Because I've never clicked it before. This handsome man. I met him.
What race is he?
He's black.
Is he handsome enough for me to get up from my seat?
Yeah, obviously. I don't know why I paused there.
Wasn't this what you paused?
I was trying to process the question.
I'm too lazy.
Zoom in. Have I seen him before? Have I met him? I meet a lot of people, you know.
You do, you know?
Yeah.
And I think,
Sorry.
I feel like I'm more likely to remember people that are in the chat. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And if it's someone that I see in the chat regularly,
Yeah.
like I've met Oyun once, but I remember her. If I saw her on the high street, I'd recognize her. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, man, big up everyone we've met though.
No, the TD Jake's segment, Fred, it comes with on the road, innit? So
What Fred is that?
from 90s Baby.
90s Baby.
Big up 90s Baby.
Big up 90s Baby. Every damn time. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. But Fred, actually, now you want people to talk about it. God forbid, I'm gonna remember to say allegedly the whole way through. Y'all finna do a GoFundMe. Should I get a lawsuit every Christmas? Because I'm not in the mood.
I'm gonna start off with
Foolishness.
Fred said. But allegedly, I'm gonna say
Listen.
Fred told me all of this stuff.
Listen.
This is what I believe.
No. We need to see some nice baby TV and film. What's it called? Reviews and stuff before we get a lawsuit. We can't have that.
But the church is due a shake-up, right?
Church is due a shake-up.
Church is due a shake-up.
This is the
this
shake-up
what the topic of
happening?
the day is about?
That is, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, about the shake-up thing, but yeah.
I think
It's all linked.
I think it's happening. Jesus is on his way.
I believe he might be already here.
Okay, I'm not doing this. No. Hit the button. Let's get into headlines. I'm done. Let's talk about the Tories. I'm done.
All right. First headline. It's funny you mentioned Jesus already being here.
No. Of all the things to build upon, that's what you want to build upon. All right, well, let's have it.
Artificial intelligence has already been used to disrupt elections around the world, man.
Okay.
And there are fears among senior politicians and the security services that the UK will be next.
Do you know what's killing me? In an ideal place, the way elections run in Nigeria, that already happens. But it's a shame. I know they're kicking they might make the budget for it.
You know what? Yeah.
They might actually create the budget for it.
There's a headline about Nigeria today.
Because there is.
You might be impressed. You actually might be impressed.
All
Yeah,
right,
man.
well, stay tuned for that.
But the former Justice Secretary, Sir Robert Buckland, is urging the government to do more to tackle what he sees as a clear and present danger to UK democracy. The Tory MP, who now chairs the Northern Ireland Select Committee, is particularly concerned about the rise of deepfakes, which is realistic audio and video clips of politicians appearing to say things that they did not say. Do you feel like...
That's
You know what?
dangerous.
Yes, exactly.
It's very dangerous.
They're pretty much saying the UK is not ready, man. The UK will believe everything.
Of course they
will
will.
believe everything.
Look at the state of the land.
It's a damn shame, man.
Of course they will.
Well, the threat posed to democracy by AI-generated misinformation does not belong to some dystopian vision of the future, he argues. He says the future is here, it's happening already. Unless the policymakers in the UK are showing some leadership on the need for a strong and effective domestic set of guardrails, plus international work, then we're going to be behind the curve. He fears that the next general election, which must take place, by the way, by January 2025, could face the kind of disruption seen in 2017, when campaigning was suspended less than a week before polling day after the Manchester Arena bombing. So we'll see what happens, man. Next headline, and the police will be able to run facial recognition searches on a database containing images of Britain's 50 million driving licence holders under a law change being quietly introduced by the government.
We're going to get got for everything, bro.
I'm telling you. So should the police wish to put a name to an image collected on CCTV or shared on social media, the legislation would provide them with the powers to search driving license records for a match.
That's mad.
Just like that.
It's an invasion of privacy. If I should have known when I was using my thumb to pay for my school dinner. I should have known we're heading here in society, so that's fun.
That's some high-tech technology, man.
It was, and I was a bit against it, but I wanted, my little southern fried wrap. But yeah, they had us using our fingers, and I just thought it's a bit much. It's a bit much for a £2 lunch.
Wow.
But that was when to be fair, that was when I did know we're going down a place in life.
you remember all that talk about 666, the mark of the beast,
people being chipped,
the chips, all
I'd
them
get
type of
chipped
things
though.
there? You would?
Yeah, I would, because one of my greatest fears is being kidnapped.
So what's that mean?
As in, like, being kidnapped. there's no end in sight to this. So I would like to be chipped so people know where to come and find me.
Okay. But who will be looking for you?
Yo! Can you imagine?
No, but I mean, we don't have the equipment.
First
though,
of all,
innit?
I thought, being part of TDA, that a daily show is the best way. Should anything ever happen to me, for it to be reported to police, you're sitting in front of me telling me who's gonna look for you.
I mean, we don't. It's not like we have the equipment to find you, innit?
No, but that's the thing that in my mind, when you chip people, there should be like a kind of like system everyone can log on, and then you see what the chip is like.
Oh, almost like find my phone.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, you might as well get chipped.
Because my worst fear as well was also them knowing I've been chipped and then digging the chip out of my skin. I've watched that in the show. I can't remember whether it was Scandal or something.
They did that I think Denzel did it himself in Manchurian Candidate.
That's what I watched. I watched a lot of stupid films I didn't know about when I was dating men. So I'm never going on. Do you know how many films I've seen here that I don't even know what they're called? And when I'm like, I should watch this, and I'm like, I've seen
Seen
it.
it.
But that finishes the conversation. But anyway.
Oh man, yes. This new move, contained in a single clause in a new criminal justice bill, could put every driver in the country in a permanent police lineup. It's according to privacy campaigners. So facial recognition searches, they match the biometric measurements of identified photographs, such as that contained on driver licenses, to those of an image picked up elsewhere. The intention is to allow the police, or the NCA, which is the National Crime Agency, to exploit the UK's driving license records. Is not explicitly referenced in the bill or in its explanatory notes, which is raising criticism from leading academics that the government is sneaking it under the radar.
Of course, they're sneaking on the radar. And the thing is, stuff like this as well, this is how it all starts. And the next thing is how people get deported and stuff. Do you know? Because it never knows, their wickedness never knows any bounds. They say they're going to use it just for police stuff, just for road accidents and whatnot. Next thing you know, you litter, straight back to Nigeria you go, boy.
Telling you.
You need to block Marks.
What did Mark say? Stupid ass.
Bet she didn't make it through the whole movie.
Oh, shut up, man. Shut up. I can't even block him, he's right, but that's the point. I did it because I stopped halfway to pray and go home like a wholesome babe that I am.
There you go.
Okay? Don't try me.
All right, so our next headline, which is kind of linked to our topic of the day, kind of inspired it. And should there be a trigger warning? Nah, it's not a trigger warning here. Pope Francis has
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning?
Just based on that establishment. Let me do it
trigger warning,
sometimes.
guys.
that is a trigger. Hip hop is a trigger. So,
Well, they're trying to be more inclusive.
okay.
Yeah, man. So Pope Francis has approved a ruling allowing priests to bless unmarried and same-sex couples in a significant change of position for the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yeah, man. A report from the Vatican's doctrinal office, details of which were published on Vatican News on Monday, said that such blessings will be permitted, albeit with some caveats. So basically what they did say is it will be possible to bless same-sex couples, but without any type of ritualization or offering the impression of a marriage. Furthermore, the doctrine regarding marriage does not change, and the blessing does not signify approval of the union. I don't see why they're blessing it, but anyway.
What's the point?
Boy,
Baby steps, I guess.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're praying, if you're blessing someone's marriage, but you're letting them know, by the way, I'm blessing it, but it's not really blessed. What's the point?
Boy, maybe just, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, probably baby step, we're kind of heading to that, that direction, man. But yeah, despite the limitations, however, the announcement marks a significant step forward by the Vatican, which in 2021 said that the Catholic Church could not bless same-sex couples as God does not bless sin, right? One Vatican observer described the move as likely the most concrete pastoral shift on the Church's stance toward gay couples in the Church's 2,000-year history. So they are moving towards that direction, man. The report said that priests should decide on a case-by-case basis and should not prevent or prohibit the Church's closeness to people in every situation in which they might seek God's help through a simple blessing. So, yeah, that's the rationale behind it. But yeah, that's it for the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, people. So, today's topic of the day, like I said, it's going to be based on that last headline. And also based on something that Amir said yesterday. I guess if you ain't seen that episode, that interview, make sure you click it in it and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Do something, man. Watch it.
Okay, watch it.
It's very informative. But yeah.
They were talking for 4 hours.
You know
This is
what I'm
very
saying?
informative.
Exactly. But he mentioned something yesterday about a passage in the Quran, right?
Yeah.
Where he talks about no, was it a passage in the Quran? I can't remember. Basically, it was Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, the last speech or talk that he gave to his people, right?
Yeah.
And in it, I believe he says something about how there'll be a time where metal will tell you who your brother is. The metal in your leg will tell you who your brother is, right? Yeah, something along those lines, isn't it? And obviously, he was basically saying that how there's certain surahs or certain verses in the Bible, in the Quran, respectively, how you may not know the meaning back then, obviously,
Context
2,000, 1,000 years ago. But today, some of those things are becoming more and more like realized type thing. We're understanding it in the proper context. So the question is pretty much, also factoring in the previous headline, do you feel like it's time that religion and faith just, like we just accept that it needs to be updated with time? Or do you feel like there's just certain things that's intrinsic to religion and faith, right, that is kind of just relevant through all of human history, if that makes sense, and all of human future, pretty much?
Yeah. So I'm not for faith or the religious book and stuff being updated because the only thing that changes is us living in society, like is us influencing the societal changes. Also as well, when obviously I'm talking about the Bible, being a Christian,
Yeah.
there's nothing that is done today that was not done back in the day. And back in the day, God was actually yelling down from the clouds to people. Do you get what I mean? That there's no difference. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. Nigerians love that one, boy. But there's nothing new that's happening today that was not happening back then. So for me, that's why I don't think the word is updating, because God was very much aware of what it is. And also, God is all-knowing. And I feel as though if at any point God felt like, you know what, this needs to be considered or whatnot, it would be in his word.
Okay.
So personally, I don't feel like there's any updating that needs to be done, because God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. As human beings, the more we think we're getting more intelligent and whatnot, is when we're doing all these things. And a lot of things that human beings have created, we've taken steps back to be like, actually, that thing that we created, actually, no, this is harmful in this way, blah, blah, because our intelligence and the wisdom we have is very, very, is capped compared to God. I believe God knows everything and God is the wisest. Do you get what I mean? So I don't really want to look to any human being to give me tips on what they think will preserve my life or help my life when they're not the ones who even created said life. They're trying to understand the life the way I'm trying to understand it. So yeah, I'm happy to just go with God's word as is.
Personally, I feel like there's certain interpretations in the Bible and the Quran that are kind of absolute.
Yeah.
That I just feel like are not open to interpretation.
Yeah.
They read as they are, and that's what it means, right? But I feel like at certain points in history, that hasn't been the case. Because obviously, people like 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, kind of had different things in their culture that they use as reference points.
Yeah.
That maybe help them or maybe preventing them from understanding certain scriptures in its entirety, right?
Yeah.
I say all that to say, do you feel like maybe it's interpretation of the scriptures that need to change, or do you feel like it's the scriptures itself that needs to change? The reason why I'm saying that is because, for example, if you look at this most recent headline with the Catholic Church now blessing same-sex couples and unmarried people, stuff like this, right? Years ago, that was
unmarried people?
So I guess maybe
single?
no, like people who may be cohabiting, things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So obviously years ago that would never be the case.
Yeah.
And like somebody said here, one Vatican observer pretty much described the move as likely the most concrete pastoral shift on the church's stance towards gay couples in the church's 2,000-year history. Even though it doesn't sound like it was a big step, it's still something that they've never done 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Is that because they are changing themselves? Or is it maybe they're looking at the scriptures in a different light and thinking, I think God's, let me not say love, God's grace or how God looks at us encompasses everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though some scriptures back in the day would have been interpreted as, no, this is not what we like or not what God likes and this is what God likes, type thing.
But that's what's tricky. That's what I find so tricky though, is when human beings try to, because it's playing God, trying to predict how God sees something or trying to predict God's thinking is you playing God. And that's something that I agree with. There's something else you said. Yes, when you said about in terms of the context, like the word change, stuff like that. I actually think one thing that's really helped me spiritually grow, is reading the Bible, but also using what's those things called?
Concordance?
No, it's also commentaries.
Oh yeah.
So the commentaries they basically tell you that the historical, they basically let you know what was going on around that time historically, all that kind of stuff, and it provides you with a lot more context. Like even some of the words and stuff, when you know that actually in the Greek meaning, this is actually what this word stands for, and this is it provides a lot more context. Because I was praying about this actually yesterday, that God's word is actually just like it applies to everything. It applies to life today, even though it was written however many years ago. It is still very relevant for today. I think the reason why sometimes people don't think it's relevant for today, or you see it as not relevant today, my humble, honest opinion, is because it does not align with the life that you want to live. And essentially, you feel some kind of guilt, and you feel what's the word? You feel convicted. You might feel spiritually convicted about what it is that you're doing. And so you want to kind of shape shift the word to fit your narrative. And that's what a lot of pastors do. That's why you don't need to be reading your own Bible yourselves. So do you get me? So I feel like with the word, like, I think a helpful thing, I don't think it needs to change I don't think the wording needs to change. I don't think the translations need to change or all that kind of stuff. I actually think translations are changing a bit too much. Like when using the NLT version, oh my gosh, it's bloody slang. That's Urban Dictionary, that version of the Bible. However, I think what should be done is using the commentary. Like when you think about like how weddings were done back then, like the way a guy would get, so there was like 3 stages. So basically from when they were like born and whatnot, the parents would kind of decide, you know what, this man, essentially we want our kids to get married, right? When they get to a certain age, he would then formally come and say, I want to marry your daughter, blah, blah, whatever. Then he would go away for like a year and build a home, do all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then they then have the wedding ceremony, which is for like, I think it runs for like 7 days. That's why when Jesus changed the water into wine, it was like, oh, like you've kept it for the last, because the wine that started with day 1 was not the wine that ended with day 7. Do you get me? So all that kind of stuff. However, obviously being Nigerian, my culture is not like that.
Exactly, yeah.
However, reading that, I would understand that God takes marriage seriously, takes commitment seriously. Like, there's a message to be pulled out of that will apply to me not being from that culture.
Exactly.
And I think that's what needs to be happening, is looking at stuff within the context, looking at verses within the context. When this person prayed for this, what was it that was going on? What was the what's it called? What was the situation going on? What was the political situation going on? I feel like that helps more than us having to change. Like, I feel like there's too much playing God going on. And I think we're in very, very dangerous territory. And I think people amending the word and wanting to be updated and whatever is essentially to keep up with the times that we live in. And I don't think that's right, because these are not good times. The times that we're living in are not great. It's causing more harm and more danger than good. So that's just my 2 cents.
You said a lot of fantastic things, right? I don't want to forget them. But that last thing you said about these are not good times, could it be that these are not good times because of what we're seeing? Like, for example, maybe if you went to a different part of the world, you think, wait a minute, these are good times, because there was a time maybe 100 years ago where the poverty line was here, but now it's all the way down and people are thriving. You know what I'm saying? Like, could it be because of what the media is showing us that we think these are not good times, but really there's a better quality of life for more people?
Do you know, when I say good times, I don't even mean in terms of like wealth and stuff. I mean more in terms of like the morals in society declining. I mean more in terms of the values and the morals and the discipline, the mindset. I feel I mean more to do with that. Like that's more harmful because there's always been poor people. From the beginning of time. There's always been rich people. Do you get what I mean?
Reason why I said this because what do morals mean if everyone's living good?
But our people though, look at how much like crimes and stuff that we report all the time.
Yeah.
Like trigger warning, right? Trigger warning. But just because this guy's on the run and he needs to be flipping found, Some guy raped like this young girl on the train the other day. On the train. Then there was that case that came out last week where they did the verdict and they actually found that the rapist, there was viewers. There's people just sitting there just not intervening. Like that's what I'm talking about where we are in society. The killings, the pedophilia, the just the everything. Like for me, it's all like darkness. So when I'm seeing then the word like the Bible being or the Quran and whatnot being updated, what to accommodate these things? Because at some point now someone's gonna be like, yeah, but when you look at pedophilia and when you look at fraud, it's not that bad. So technically, the word shouldn't really condemn a fraudster to God's wrath. But that's what we're gonna get to. When you start, where's the line? Where are we ever going to draw the line? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's the kind of stuff that I think about in terms of the state of the world. And look how many things, like even things that the government says, oh yeah, you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that and whatever. You're allowed to do these things. And then when it's studied 20 years later, we realize actually that law that was passed has caused this, that, and whatever else. I don't know. I think we're living in So when I say that, I don't mean in terms of wealth, because there's always going to be rich people, there's going to be poor people. And I think the way human intelligence works anyway, things are going to get better because the mortality rate in some countries are way better than it was back in the day. But that's just with society and intelligence evolving. Yeah. But I don't think all of that evolving needs to then be in. I mean, we don't need to add IVF into the Bible. Do you get me? Because ultimately, you can do as much IVF as you want to, but ultimately, God is the one that will make that happen. Do you get me? So we don't need to spell every single little thing out.
I guess it would be more so having a more encompassing interpretation of certain things. Yeah. So, firstly, right, there's two points that were made in the chat. Big up Akuya and Mirad, two people that Brent mentioned earlier as well. So Akuya said the word doesn't need to be updated, right? Definitely the interpretation of the word in current society has to be, right? So people need not be so literal with the word sometimes. Okay, yeah. So could it be a situation where it's like, cool, especially if you look back in the day, a lot of the time people, well, depending on the sect you kind of belong to. Yeah. But people did take it very literal, right? Yeah. Till maybe, I guess, we've got to a stage where we understand, for example, the earth goes around the sun. And so, there's certain things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cool. Murad says, if it is updated, then it's rightly time to question how these interpretations were truly made. Was it divine intervention or a movement with the times? You know what I'm saying? So when we got the word of God, right, was it a thing where did the meaning, the interpretation come from God, or was it because of the times that we lived in that made us see it through a particular lens? I think the word came from God, how the word came from God. I think it was originally written down in the way that God intended. Obviously, with different translations, changing things to different languages and all that kind of stuff, some things have been lost in translation. And I think that when it comes to how it is that human beings interpret it, there's many reasons for that. People interpret stuff to either aid or support their argument. Do you get me? So one of the biggest verses that's always misinterpreted, in my opinion, is when people are like, oh, Bible says don't judge. Only God can judge. Same Bible tells you that when you see your brother doing wrong, point it out and call them and sit them down and hold them to account. Yeah. But people will use the don't judge when it is that you're calling someone out for something that they're doing that's blatantly wrong. That they themselves know is wrong, but their defensiveness is, well, don't judge, only you can't judge me. Do you get me? So I feel like a lot of times it's human beings just interpreting things how they want to interpret things. Do you get me? Like I found out the other day when I was studying that adulterer doesn't just mean married people. Like as a single person, if I was to have premarital sex, that also includes that.
I didn't know that. Because obviously the Bible will say like fornication, and I thought fornication was then for single people. Adultery is for married people. But no. But again, that's why I say like I feel like the bigger thing there is more understanding the context and looking at the words historically. Jim, when you understand the words historically, obviously English as well, I guess English has evolved and the way they spoke back then and blah, blah. But again, some words carry so much more weight when you hear it in the natural, in the language I was speaking. When I hear a word in Hebrew, when I hear a word in Greek, I'm like, oh, that. And you hear the literal translation of the word tells you exactly what it means. But obviously when we've gone into English now, or you go into another language or whatnot, it changes. And the context in which we use that word on our day-to-day, we apply that to the word that we've read.
Yeah.
So that's why I just think it's more to do with, I feel like reading more context and stuff like that would actually give us the answers that we're seeking and want to transform the word for.
So basically, in any type of situation, you just feel like the word of God has the answer for, regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
yeah, most situations, if not all.
Oh, yeah. So if that's your mindset,
Yeah.
do you feel like if something seems contradictory to the word of God, that particular thing is not right? I'll give you an example in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, it's not right, or the word of God didn't factor that in. So, for example, let's look
Not saying God forgot.
let's look at something that we always speak about in the show.
Yeah.
New scientific discoveries, UFOs, aliens, and things of that nature, right? If there's nothing explicit about people coming from other planets and all that type of stuff there, and then all of a sudden they come here, so let's just say 500 years from now, does that invalidate the word of God because there's no provision for these biological creatures from another planet in the scripture? Did Jesus die for these people too? Are they even people? You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm trying to say is, in that time though, if that was to happen, is it time that the interpretation of the Bible starts to open up then? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily just about morality, but just the world as a whole, how we see it.
But then if you think about it, like if we open up the words in the Bible to like open it up to interpretation or to accommodate for certain things, that's essentially us manipulating the word of God to fit our narrative. So because we think aliens and them should also be entitled to a bit of grace and a bit of salvation and whatnot, we're now, do you know what I mean? So it's like we're still playing God. I feel like God put us on the earth. Yeah. This is where he said our business is. And God did not tell me, the Bible that I'm reading now, I know people talk about, other Bibles and stuff like that, the version that I have known to grow up with and tells me about life on earth. Yeah. Because I feel like that's what God wants for that. I feel like there's so much. So this is what it is with human beings here. Like our arrogance and our ego and our pride makes us think that we can know as much as God. This is what happened when Adam and Eve sinned the first time. Because again, it's that pride. It's pride of life. It's thinking that you can know like God. You can have intelligence and you can be as wise and smart and you can be all knowing like God is, right? I feel like we don't know everything. We don't know everything about life in itself in whatever form anyone wants, whether it's here on Pluto, Mars, Earth, wherever it is, because we're not meant to. I don't believe we're meant to. And I think that when it comes to human beings, I think with science as well, science delves into the realms of things that we're not meant to know.
Ooh, science.
Who else?
The reason why I say this is because don't you feel like there are some scientists that I feel that I've said in the past anyway, that their interest in science is more so because they want to be able to understand the majesty and the glory of God. Yeah. Not to disprove him. Yeah. But more so to kind of sit back and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in a situation like that, doesn't science kind of aid belief?
Do you know what it is? I feel like science can, but I think if I'm a scientist to further see what the Lord has done, I can understand that. Okay. But I don't think we can use science to understand God's majesty. Okay. I don't think that will be possible until it is that we meet God, we see God. That is when, I'm sure the Bible says that somewhere, but that is where we would fully come to understand everything. I don't believe that is knowledge that's necessarily given to us here. Okay. Do you get me? So that's why I say that sometimes science just treads on like lines. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
But I know there are Christian scientists and stuff like that. And I think that's a great thing because again, we can have scientists who can do amazing things because God gave us that wisdom and God gave us that knowledge and God give them that intelligence. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
However, I just think that sometimes human beings' pride is what wants us pushing the boundaries that we've been given. Do you get what I mean? And that's where, for me, I feel like wanting to rewrite God's word to include where we are in society today is part of that wanting to push boundaries.
Yeah.
It's thinking because we've got intelligence. Well, if we've got intelligence, I'm going to use it however I want to use it. Because again, 100 generations from now, then they're going to want to update it too for their time, and they're going to want to update it. I'm going to want to update it. But when God said, "I am the same yesterday, today, and forevermore," and He said, "No one should ever take away or add to my word," He knew what I was talking because he's like God knows when the world was going to end.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I feel like He's accommodated for all of that time, and you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brent, you're obviously I know you believe in aliens and stuff, right? Firstly, do you believe that they're here already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did he say that at the intro? He said that, ready to go, boy. He said they're already here.
But I already told you my theory about aliens, though.
Yes.
It's not as we have been taught it to be.
Yeah, it's not them little green jelly looking things. I think it's human beings.
But you
Isabel dos
believe
Santos.
them to be evil, isn't it?
I don't. When you say evil, as in, what do you mean?
Like
evil?
fallen angels and
Yeah, and the mix up of all of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
yes. Okay.
So are you saying that I believe them to not be Christians?
Or basically, yeah. Or could be potential Christians. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because it's the same sort of question.
I think so, yes, because if I'm there saying that one, because in my head I don't think there's just one race of aliens. I think they're different races.
Okay.
You're giggling.
No, I mean, following your
I
train of
don't, I
thought, it
don't
makes
mind
sense.
that you giggle,
No,
right?
it makes
But I've
sense,
said this
innit?
before.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there's not just one. So you will have some that are violent. You will have some that are, I guess, helpful to humanity.
Okay.
Because I don't see them just as fallen angels. That was how it started way back when, right? And then the whole mixing and the gene splicing. You have entire civilizations that I believe have been taken from this world and put somewhere else, right? And I believe they've returned. Some of them have returned. Do you understand? Or some of them are visiting, or some of them have been chilling in the bedrock for the longest while. I've done all this nonsense already. I've done all this nonsense. But I don't think there's just one race of alien. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's not just one particular look of alien. So continue with your question.
Do you basically feel like your views on aliens, right?
C.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
See?
Your views on aliens, is this all from the Bible, or is this like, let's just say 5% from the Bible and 95%?
By the way, this makes me an interesting dinner companion, by the way.
No, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can
I'll
actually
have
imagine.
things to talk about. Yes,
Like, I can actually
there will
just
not
place you in
be
the
a
middle of the
boring
table,
time
like-
with me.
Yeah, it'd be a good night.
God damn. Go on, sorry, ask the question again.
Yes.
You
alright.
pick it up yourself. Go on, egg.
No, it's because I'm aware that I might sound absolutely kooky to a lot of people.
No, but you're interested to talk today.
And
your accent gets
I
them
don't
too.
I didn't just push it onto you. I will feel you out and see where is it you
Yeah,
are.
see where you're
I'll
at.
ask you certain questions. I'll see where is your standing is in world politics and world events. And then I kind of lead into that.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You're actually, yeah, you're a good person to go out
Nah.
with events with, actually.
Sorry, man, go on.
Yeah. So your views on aliens and things like nature, UFOs, UAPs. Do you feel like it's all from the Bible, 5% from the Bible, and let's just say 95% Brent? The reason I'm asking that is because, in similar question I asked Esther, right? Do you feel like, if, for example, tomorrow the aliens came here, that we should be accommodating them, for example, in church, in the mosque? And if we don't, are we then going against scripture and being like, prejudice, discrimination?
Okay. So I think I have an opportunity now to speak to a comment that I made to Black Rob, I think a couple of days ago, when I said there's Old Testament, there's New Testament, and there's Living Testament, right? I said something to my mother years ago, and I just vividly, it's just stuck in my head. And I told her that I don't believe the Bible is the be all and end all of a God, right? It doesn't contain everything that God is. So I can't just use it as my blueprint, my manuscript.
Okay.
Especially as I believe it has been touched. It has been filled with. Do you understand?
Tampered.
It has been tampered. Books have been removed. Things have been added onto it. Language has been completely mistranslated.
But
So
have books really been removed though, or have they just not made the final cut? I know it sounds
when
a bit.
you say not made the final cut, are you talking about when they all gathered together and said, we will take what is currently and we will chop it up as we wish to basically feature this new enterprise of governance that we are now going to basically establish?
What do you mean
You know
by
the
that?
meeting of I can't remember the name, but when they all came together and said, yeah, we don't like this because this speaks of a divinity that
Okay. Yeah, the Council of Nicaea.
yeah, the Council of Nicaea. And then they decided this is what we're going to agree on, and let's shaft all these things, even though it belonged in the Bible before. I'm talking about the Ethiopian Bible, right? And it currently exists. It's still in existence. Are you pausing?
Yeah, do you know? Obviously, I don't want to be a bit.
No, please do.
Because obviously, the way you're saying it, right, is kind of like saying the Bible existed. Remember, the Bible is the collection of all these different books.
Yes.
Right? But there was no Bible back then.
When you say, are you literally talking about the word Bible?
Yeah, and how everything was together. So, for example, there's 66 books, right? But back then, it's not like there was 66 books and you can go around having 66 all together. It was like you just had different scriptures. And then I guess when they wanted to put things together, they chose what to put together rather than they were together, let's remove, if that makes sense. I know it sounds a bit pedantic, right? But there's a bit of...
No, I think what you're saying is before it wasn't collated and then they decided it needed to be collated. So that's what it was.
Exactly.
All right. Let's just say that that's where we're going with it, right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't like the fact that before they sat down and decided what needs to be subscribed to, there were understandings and teachings that were followed and taught, even though it wasn't deemed as a collective bound piece. Do you understand? Now, I understand how you would say, but they needed to basically...
Can they hear this? You're gonna get the YouTube taken down.
You can hear the background noise, yeah.
You're gonna get a license to pop out.
What is it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna make you say, hey.
Big man, shut the door. First of all, this is cold. Marx has come in and decided to disrupt.
Daddy's
Place.
home. Oh, you don't like that shit, innit?
I can't call you that. That's it's
You
just.
call your dad daddy.
Daddy? Yeah, I don't say daddy. I say daddy.
I don't understand the difference. I thought that's just your accent.
Yeah, I mean, when I say pants, I mean trousers. You say pants. Pants sounds like jockey shorts to me. And jockey shorts are the white friends.
You.
Pants is slacks. Trousers. Pants.
With Nigerians, pants is pant. Your underwear.
Yeah, your point.
Pint, exactly. It's not even pants, it's pints.
All right, Emmanuel. What year did the Council of Nicaea get together?
325.
All right, and who was part of the Council of Nicaea?
You had different bishops and stuff.
Bishops?
From around the world.
All right. When you say around the world, as in...
So mainly remember the Roman Empire was in charge, innit? So Constantine basically arranged for this to occur.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, before then, the men of faith, what did they go around teaching?
So this is what I was going to say to you. So you had, like I think you're pretty much suggesting, there were different beliefs in it, but there was always something that the majority
was commonly understood, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. I know you are saying, but they needed to now get together and all agree. But the people who were in that room, I don't think it was the people that were supposed to be in that room.
Ooh, why you say that?
Only because of what happened afterwards. Do you understand? One in particular, brother, the book of Enoch, information you have in there, it explains a lot. And there's references to it left in the Bible, the current Bible.
But that's mainly okay. Cool.
Go on, mainly what?
No, I don't want us to go off where it goes where people get bored in it.
When Brent pulls his chair back.
No, because me and you may enjoy the conversation, innit? But it may go
You
off
didn't
and be
care
a
about
bit.
this yesterday when the
I'm
voice
being
was
conscious
talking.
about it now, innit?
That shit was crazy.
I'm being conscious about it now. Isn't that a good thing? But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So I'm just talking about that point. The fact that there is a reference to Enoch in the Bible, that these particular people who have been quote unquote ordained by God to basically decide what his word is supposed to be, right? And remember, by that time, that has mistranslation had already started, right?
Okay.
I'm asking you a question.
I wouldn't necessarily agree that mistranslation occurred, because I think people were still using the Greek and stuff and Aramaic and things of that nature. So I think it was closer to that day and time, if that makes sense. Because they're only like 2-3 centuries away from the actual originals. Yeah. So it's not like it was going to English, going to Latin, going to at that time.
All right, let me not focus on that.
Okay.
Did they decide not to put in the Book of Enoch then?
I don't know if they decided that at 325 at Nicaea. It might have been at a different council. But also, I think it's also...
When you say a different council, as in after or before?
It might have been after.
All right, so it had several councils.
Yeah, there's like 8 main ones.
Okay, this is an issue for me. The fact that it is that they are further whittling down and deciding, all right, based on what we want, the people, the masses to basically soak in, we are going to now iterate it.
All right. I don't want to disagree with you, but it's more so, I think, one could look at it from the other side and say, these councils were necessary because we had people around at that time who were just talking foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we need to bring people to understand the orthodox views based on the people that knew Christ, based on the people that knew Paul. You know what I'm saying? So if your view is different to this, you have no business trying to speak about Christ in a particular way.
So I'm guessing you're talking about the works that were written outside of what was supposed to be from Paul, from...
Exactly.
Okay.
But all of these things, remember, came around them times. You know what I'm saying? Like the Gospel of Barnabas, the Gospel of Thomas, and all them type of things there.
Yes.
Like they're all Gnostic Gospels that they weren't written by people who knew them. You know what I'm saying? They were spin-offs. So it's like, why should they be in the Bible?
Sorry, please. Sorry. I can't really... Because I'm hearing you saying somebody's outside, but... I apologize.
No. We're disrupting. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
So,
Yeah.
I don't want to get complicated
Yeah,
with this,
exactly. That's
right?
what I'm
Because
saying.
I have my belief and you have your belief, and I know where it is that you stand on this particular thing. But my thing is, the current Bible has a reference to Enoch.
Yes.
And you would think that if you've referenced a passage from a text, in this particular... You come at the perfect time. Morning.
Yeah.
You good? If you've referenced a passage from a particular book
Good.
that used to be part of the collection of books, why have you left this particular citation, a reference in, but you've removed the book where it's cited from?
Because I think...
No, I know.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I know. And this is why this whole... that Pope, that church, that institution, they need to just...
Yeah. All right.
They cause a lot of evil. A whole set of wickedness.
I mean, yeah.
And it's all in the pursuit of control, by the way. Control and corruption.
See, but all right, do you not feel like there should be an orthodox view of something, though? Of certain things?
But I hear you. There could be whatever. But that's why I said there is Old Testament, there's New Testament, there's Living Testament.
Okay.
I don't just use the Bible as the be all and end all for my relationship with Christ. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I started where I started, and this is my reasoning for that. If I just wrap everything around anything that is saying, because there are certain things that you say, are they contradictions? Are they contradictions? But I can't be saying this is everything. Do you understand? I can't.
All right,
Especially when it's people are
yeah,
asking me about UFOs and this, that, and next. You understand? All right.
What's the Living Testament though? I think I missed that.
So this is everything that can't directly be, as in, you can't go to the Bible for everything.
Okay.
So personal, relatable things that we can talk about nowadays, and then people ask you, well, what does the Bible say about that?
Okay.
You're
Okay.
normally stumped because there isn't a specific
verse about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I connect with him outside of the Bible.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He lives outside the Bible because he's bigger than the Bible.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there are things that I can't basically explain other than saying, nah, it's the living testament of God.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand? And it's not me making stuff up because people are like, oh, you're adding stuff. It's not. It's what happens
That makes
in
sense.
3,000 years' time when we can't even recognize what the Bible used to be. Do you understand? What then? I believe he still exists. Do you understand?
Yeah.
How was he talking to me then? How was he communicating with me then?
So do you?
Sorry.
Using that same example though, would you say in 3,000 years' time then that God will make provision for the human beings then to kind of learn to hear from Him and stuff like that in that time, or do you feel like?
I would say so because, again, being able to hear from God and stuff like that is is from having a personal relationship with Him. So yeah, people could if in 3,000 years time people are able to still have a personal relationship with God, then yeah, they absolutely will be able to still hear from God.
But you know, today isn't that almost like the problem we have today, where every pastor
What,
can
hear?
hear from God?
And that's why I don't believe them. Because
But then isn't
some
that
of y'all
more-
ain't hearing the right things.
Isn't that more chaos down the line?
But do you know why I don't believe them though? I don't believe them because I read the Bible for myself and I know what the word of God says. And when someone's telling me that God said this and I'm listening to it, the spirit that lives in me is telling me that's some bullshit. So do you get what I mean? But again, that's what I always say to people, like if you go to church and stuff like that, don't just take someone's word for it. Like don't just hear what the pastor says and walk away and be like, yeah, that's what God says. No, they're not God's. They're not. No, read that. Do you want to read it for yourself? Because again, with human beings, whatever our opinions are, anyway, subconsciously a lot of times is some form of projection, or you can interpret. A pastor can say something, and I can interpret to mean what I want to interpret to mean to suit my narrative and my situation, and the person next to me will do the same for their situation and whatnot. If we all just walk away and just take the pastor's word as gold. What I've learned from it is different to the lesson that you've learned from it, and that will be different interpretations. But if I go back, if I hear what the pastor says, and I go and read God's word for myself, look up context of meanings and then I feel like that's where you're able to get the actual true meaning, because you just never know, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to involve our two guests.
Trust me.
How's it going, guys?
I am a guest today, actually.
Don't be silly.
Were you late? No, I was on perfect timing.
Time that he set for himself.
Time he normally comes.
It's not normally. It's only just been this week. I'm on my holidays.
Oh, for real?
This is what I was like the last week before term in school. I'll just turn
Yeah.
up when I want, because what are you going to do? Suspend me?
To be fair, actually, no, you did do this
Alright.
last year. This is actually, you did this last year.
This is just how I'm naturally wired. I don't do it on purpose. There's no disrespect to anybody, but I'm done. So
Christmas is on.
it's Christmas time. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Hear that?
I
You
wake
come
up.
in here swinging your hips. Yeah, you're right.
I missed the brief though, man. I didn't know how to wear all black to be on the actual show. That's crazy.
We didn't even get the memo. It's just
No,
something,
we just do it.
yeah, it's just something we do.
I know, man.
just
You know, it's
love wearing
actually
black.
like I had to like consciously go out and buy black clothes last year, I think the year before, because I just didn't have any.
Is
I
that,
When I was a kid.
is that because what's why you just don't like to wear black? You want to be vibrant all the time.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I wore a lot of red, scarlet red, Arsenal fan.
Okay.
And then
Wise
when I
man.
got older, I was like, nah, man, I'm going to grow up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For some reason, I
Mature.
associated,
Yeah.
aside from wearing a top. And then, so then I wore all these other colours, never black. I don't know.
I think
don't
that's
know
really
what it
cool
was.
though.
I mean, I did a thing where I was like, right, I'm going to wear all black. And I did that for like 4 months and it was a trip, man. Like,
Really?
I loved it.
Because you know it does. Because some people it does actually like. It can affect the mood.
It does.
Because when I wear like a bright color, I feel just light on my feet.
I feel like I've been wearing a lot of black recently. I wear
Yeah.
dark colours all the time. Like all my winter coats, I got like 4 or 5 different winter coats. They're all
Yeah.
black. They all look the same. And I was even saying to Lynn the other day, I think I need to inject some colour into my life, man. Like I need a different,
I think
I need a
color's
different
good.
look. Like
Yeah.
I need some colour.
I think if you got color, I don't think you necessarily need to inject black into it.
I mean,
But if you got black, you need to inject some color.
I like, obviously, as you can see, I mean, orange is my favorite color, so this is. But actually, I found it like quite powerful doing the
really?
all black thing. Yeah, because I felt like I was suddenly relating to like such a wide range of groups. So, for example,
Yeah.
people I noticed went all black
Yeah.
would be like people from Paris, Parisians.
Okay,
They wear all
yeah,
black.
yeah.
Chic.
Yeah,
Then you got
yeah.
like political resistance. That's all black. Hackers.
Not hackers.
Goths.
Goths, yeah.
Goths coming
Yeah.
back too.
Yeah.
Goths, grunge, stage hands, people who work in theatre.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That kind of shit. I'd see them and I'd be like, oh wow, you guys are like, you got your own posse. I kind of
There is something about a black though. There is something, I feel
Yeah.
like wearing black
Comedians.
in certain spaces. Yeah, comedians love a black on the stage. I'm like, bro. But wearing black in certain spaces does give you that like kind of like classy,
oh my god, it's
well
chic.
put together.
It's chic.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I feel like, I don't know. But if I was to ask myself why I like colour, it's got to be something to do with, yeah, just it's something to, like what you said, something to do
Yeah.
with how I feel. Whenever I go to, when I went to Guyana, when I went to where I'm from,
Yeah.
that Caribbean, everyone's just painting their houses crazy colours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is like
And
Balimoral
They got
up
that
there.
Indian
It's
influence
crazy,
as well
yeah.
over there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the Indian influence, they got Diwali festival of light.
I'm
You know
not
what I
gonna lie,
mean?
that's
Yeah.
wild.
All-
Painting your house full of colours is
Do you know what? Because
You know what
it's
I'm
so
saying,
funny.
though?
Like, I'm like,
It's a
wait,
celebration
do you
of
not
colour.
have a street meeting? You got yellow, you got it's like a bag of Skittles.
what,
I'm
you're
like,
gonna
what's
live
going
there
on
every
here?
day. It's not even like if
It's
there's a
loud,
period
man.
of time or whatever, and then they go back to normal housing.
Nah.
I'll be like, all right, cool.
just
but
live in a yellow
every
house.
day, just
Yeah,
sky
for
blue,
real.
sky blue crib.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so man, compared to like the green and the orange and the yellow and purple I've seen, sky blue looks calm.
No, but I'm just saying. Do you think? Well, obviously, you're saying it might have effect on your mood with clothes and all that. If
Yeah.
you live in a bright house, is that? What is
No,
that? Are
that's
you just gonna wait? Because what do you do when you're down and you're
You're
sad
down
and you're
bad.
vexed and your yard just all
Everything's just
bright?
happy.
Yeah. Get this house down,
But
man. Fuck this yard.
but maybe when you feel
Don't come
down,
round mine, bro.
Like, look at that.
Yeah, this is Notting Hill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
South
Go down
of
that street, I
France.
love it.
South of France, yeah, got bare pastel colours, man.
Yeah, I think that's foolishness too.
you reckon?
It looks so wavy.
I find the pastel wasn't
yo,
bad.
Brent, put in the one in. There's one in LA where there's two houses next to each other. One's purple and pink, and the other one's all black. And that can be me and Mark just living next to each other. You'll see. You'll see.
Aesthetically, it looks good, but I don't know if I'd want to.
Wait, you put black house next to colourful house.
Black.
You'll see it.
See,
Yeah, I
that
couldn't
pink
live. I
one
couldn't
is
live like. I
Barbie
couldn't live
house.
like that.
You couldn't do it.
I don't think I wouldn't. I don't think I want to
No,
live like that.
what are my walls inside saying though? Surely my walls are not as pink as
There,
outside.
there. That's me and Mark.
I'll be honest here. That looks like a toy house, a Barbie's dream house.
Bruh, that's on the. That's on.
Next to an
That's.
adult house.
Yeah, I know. I hear it.
Yeah, I
hear
can
it.
see that. But Black Girl's cold.
But I wonder which neighbour
It
was
is
annoyed.
cold. The what?
I wonder which neighbour
annoyed?
was annoyed. Like,
Well, you think neighbours would get annoyed that another house is a colour?
no, but imagine I think
there's-
you're
in
100%.
this
You
country,
see,
they
think
would.
about this shit.
Yes.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, but think about the mindset of each of those people. Yeah,
It's not your yard though.
one's gone purple and pink, vibrant. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other's gone black. So I've already made my decision. Why have you come right next to me for?
Yeah.
Like, with your foolishness, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be bright, and your hair black, and the other one who wants to be black, and you got all this brightness. Just open the window.
Exactly.
They got to
That's
be at
neighbourhood
loggerheads.
walls for
But
sure.
you know what's mad though is like, for all my love of colour, I do actually have like, I fantasize a lot about everything black in the yard. I think there's something gangster about that.
that's
Like, and
dope.
I mean everything. The tables, the chairs, the sofa, the cushions.
The walls, not
Yeah.
the walls.
Everything
I like the
black.
thought of
I
black
just think to
walls.
myself like that would
I
be
wanted
the
to have black
coldest.
walls. My mum talked me out of it.
Also, it'd save money on
I
heating.
feel like that's. Would it?
Yeah.
But my
Well,
house is
you
pretty
need
dark,
extra
innit, bro?
security though.
Yeah, it is.
My house is pretty dark. It's black. My bathroom's all black.
Yeah, I think that's gangster personally. But
looks
like,
nice though, 'cause
but I
like
say
black
that as
marble,
I've
innit?
got a
Yeah.
colourful house, man. My house is all different types of colours, as you can probably guess.
Love that, man. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we can. Up on the topic of the day there, man.
Lovely. You didn't even answer the question.
What's the question?
Oh,
thought you were
sorry.
gonna
Yeah,
ask me a question.
I
You're gonna
I
put everything.
distracted because I asked about Mark's being late.
Oh,
You
the
gonna
sim-
say
oh,
Oh, no,
something?
this is how all our brains work in this room.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is
Yeah,
how
it
we
was
are.
just more so about do you feel like in this day and time, right, the scriptures, the Quran, the Bible need to be updated, or more so our interpretations of the Bible and the
Wow.
Quran need to be updated?
Me, okay. I think like I've not read any scriptures,
Okay.
so I only my knowledge of religion is secondhand, or in brief moments if I've seen somebody talk about it in the context of spirituality. So I'm super interested in spirituality.
Okay.
I'd say I myself am agnostic. So
Okay.
I definitely believe in a higher power. I definitely believe that there's something beyond me that I can't comprehend, and that should surrender to that. I really do believe that. Whether it's got a name, a gender, and has ideas, that's up for debate with me. And I think like I think there are life lessons within each of the scriptures across the religions that are essential for people just being human. And ironically, I think we've lost sight of a lot of those values. So I don't think it matters that they were written so long ago, because, you know, it'll be basic things like take part in your community, you know, raise a family, make sure that you use that community to raise the family, eat this food, drink water. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is, but the organized religion aspect of it, which obviously causes a lot of conflict. I think if we were wanting to maybe mature as a species, we could accept that we are in understanding that we've moved past certain conflicting beliefs. Maybe I don't know.
My thing would be, I understand that times are changing, innit? And society's changing, and a lot of the messages and rules from that book was from a time of yesteryear that's gone, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? That so if you want to be up to date, maybe the language needs to change. Certain things that you could say or ideas that you could have back then, they're not acceptable now. But there's also a part of me that questions it, because then it's like, it makes me start to look at the religion as like a form of control. If it's just going to keep changing throughout the times, you're just going to keep saying things to get the people in line. And then I question the validity of it. Do you get what I mean? Like, it said what it said. It is what it is. So there's certain things, people being persecuted for having beliefs that are from their religion, that they got taught, that they got raised up now. And now we're in 2023 talking about, oh, you're not allowed to think like that. Well, what are you talking about? This is the good book. This is the word of God, as far as I'm concerned. And it's supposed to be like that's it. That's what he said. That's what he said, innit? Like, so we shouldn't be trying to change the book to conform to society. Society shouldn't be forgetting itself and should be following the path that was laid out for us, kind of thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Interesting, yeah.
That's the kind of way I would probably look at it, because then again, I understand why we got all these different editions of the Bible, and why King Henry VIII would have changed it to suit his needs, and why certain white people in slavery times was depicting certain things to keep slaves in order, and it's just it's just a tool for control. So then again, it makes me question the validity of it. So I would prefer it stays true and stays how it is, because that would make more sense to me. But then I also understand times are changing. You know what I'm trying to say? And people being persecuted for things, and we're using it in the name of religion to justify your behavior towards certain people and stuff like that. And it's just, it's tough. Exactly. It's tough.
There's yeah, I agree with that. I mean, some of the stuff that is in these scriptures is wild. This is what I mean about having like an understanding, having an understanding that we are all accepting. You know, like there are some scriptures. I mean, I think in the Torah, I'm not sure if it's the Torah or the Old Testament. I don't know. There's mentions of like literally how to have a slave. Do you know what I mean? The some of the descriptions of how to engage with your wife, your partner, the fact that it's considered to be ownership, a possession, like. I think we should all agree, you know, that of course, but perhaps that's what you mean by interpretations.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe I saw a debate the other day with this guy, and he was talking about how it's easier to. He claimed, this man was an atheist talking to someone who was Jewish. He said it is easier to claim. It's easier to stop an atheist from killing someone than it is Because if someone believes that they've been told by God,
Yeah.
it's almost an immovable belief.
Yeah.
And for that reason, he believes it's more dangerous to have organized religion en masse than it is for, which is, it's an interesting take on it. But
Do you feel like there was ever a time where organized religion would have been a good thing?
I think this is the thing. I think faith. Yeah. I think faith conceptually. That's what I say about spirituality.
Yeah.
The concept of a human being saying, this is greater than me.
Yeah.
There's something greater than me. That should never be lost.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm not sure what atheists, I think atheists believe maybe in evolution and things working because it benefits society and that's how we've evolved into. But for me, in the experiences I've had, I definitely believe in an element of mysticism. The experiences I've spoken with Brent about, like, yeah.
He's
Yeah?
love what it is you say, by the way. He also believes in a lot of mysticism.
Okay, so like with psychedelics and whatever else like that, I
Okay.
think there are some experiences I've had that are like literally unexplainable from what I know within the confines of science. So yeah, I believe in there being a higher power. But
Would your belief change if someone could provide a good explanation for you
of what?
of like the experiences that you've had, like using psychedelics and things of that nature?
I mean the scientific explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course my belief would change. I just can't see how that would happen without science accepting the fact that there is something beyond.
So when you say it's unexplainable, do you mean the experience of it?
So
and
like
maybe things you saw and stuff like that is unexplainable.
So like, yeah, the experience I had of let's say with one example, and I talk about this all the time. So I was like, I literally can't believe I managed to get myself onto this again. Should be the official DMT promoter of all time. But like, I smoked this thing DMT, like bark, tree bark. Smoked it, you leave your body, and if you're willing to surrender, you go what they call through the veil.
Okay.
And you go into this kind of infinite bliss, basically. It's what everyone talks about. From my grounded, rational point of view, like if that's in my head, crazy. Like if I've experienced that in my head through this bark, crazy. Like we need to be talking about this all the time. If it wasn't in my head and I left this earth, crazy. Like either way, it's
crazy.
wild to me that these are plants that we can engage with or practice with. This is something that's practiced by ancient civilizations all across the world, through Africa, South America, Australia with the Aborigines. Like all of these ancient tribes would practice with plants, and they have their own versions of leaving their body and surrendering to a higher power. So I think my point was that like I think human beings should maintain that belief that they're not the most important thing. Like they're not the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think if faith can provide that, then there is some utility to it. But I'm guessing that the conversation around it being an issue is because people are. Listen, there's fights going on over these books right now.
Yeah.
6,000 years ago, or whatever. There has to be some level of. I don't know.
But it was also because recently the Vatican basically changed one of their laws, which basically say that we're willing to now bless same-sex couples and things of that nature, right? And people are saying, well, this is like the biggest change to Catholic doctrine in like the past 2,000 years.
Because they don't believe in homosexuality.
Exactly.
Oh, was this what started the
This
conversation?
is pretty much where it came from.
Oh, snap.
So it's like, okay, cool. So that means they're changing with the times and they're being more inclusive and things of that nature. Because for I guess eons now, there would have always been gay Catholics.
Yeah, always.
But it would have felt excluded because no one's there to bless them. You know what I'm saying?
Do we know why? What is the belief? Why? What is it in the writing that says that that's homosexuality's?
I believe it's in the...
Is it like there's a word for it, isn't it? It's like, I don't know. Well, they just think it's a sin, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
For what reason? Because it's not procreation.
I'm not too sure. But I think it probably
reckon
stems
that'd
from
be the
there.
main
Yeah, it
reason
probably stems from
behind
there,
Yeah.
That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why any religion would consider homosexuality to be a sin, because it's been practiced since
Mm-hmm.
the birth of man. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of what the benefit of that would be for. Because
It's probably because you can't reproduce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
It's preventative or something.
maybe all the actions in it are based around lust and greed and hunger, because it's just giving into your sexual desires. There's no outcome.
There's no product from
There's
it.
no
yeah.
product from it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
And they think that's a sin.
Again,
as well,
I don't know,
right?
I'm
Like
just-
desire and shit like that.
yeah, so
Lust.
it will basically it'll be all like the last desire, all this stuff. It'll be entrenched in sin as far as they're concerned, innit? Because there's no end game to it. I don't know.
I think that like also organized religion, one of the massive negative sides of it is it is responsible for the repression of human beings in the kind of sexual and family domain. I think humans are easier to control. Well, actually, so humans or even just men. I don't know, men, women, humans. When there's a collaboration between like the state and the church. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you could because if you're saying you should have a family like this, we'll give you tax breaks if you have your marriage set up like this. Like then you can kind of almost predict what families are going to do and what be ashamed of not doing. You know what I mean? So I think like that old school desire to just like express sexuality in whatever way.
Yeah.
I think it was like beneficial through a means of control to cease that. So I would question whether those initial scriptures were doing that just to control people anyway. Well, clearly they were, but
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah.
I don't believe that's word of God because I mean, if you really want to get into it,
Oh yeah.
God.
Let's get into it, man.
well, I mean, like just if God if God created like humans, then why would God create?
I mean,
Why would God create people who are gay if it's such a sin?
I mean, I'll get back to that. Is that caller?
Can you call back, please? It's not activated.
Okay, cool.
But most of these priests are actually participating in the same thing that they.
100%.
Yo, do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And with another level to that too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. There's that.
Yeah, but to your question, surely to say that if God created human beings, then why would
I can't believe we got into this within the first 10 minutes. I love
that
it.
type of practice
So
be?
we do it again.
So
Rise
you're
and
saying
shine.
everything that human beings do, it needs to fall on God's
I'm not
intent.
saying that. No, listen, that's the fundamental thing I find confusing about it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have live calls on this? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're watching you.
What's this man saying?
He said shit.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Nah, it's Chims. You okay?
Morning, Jim.
Morning.
Where are we going with this?
Morning.
What are your thoughts?
I was going to touch on the point of homosexuality. Basically, I was going to be agreeing in the point. It's actually not a biblical concept in the word homosexuality itself. There's no sexual orientation referred to in the word. If you actually go back and read each point it mentions homosexuality, it only refers to homosexual acts. Homosexuality itself only came about in the 1800s with the School of Enlightenment in psychology. So they diagnosed it as a mental disorder. It was never actually referenced in the Bible. It was only the acts of, because it's a sexual act that I think, not necessarily that you can't procreate per se, but more so because it's just seen as abominable by God, but similar to other sexual acts. So the principle behind it is about not giving into just sexual desire, but in terms of actually there being a gay person, that's not a thing. That's man-made, and it came way after the Bible. And then you look at through the Romans, a lot of the paintings in the past, they always have male concubines. That was casual.
Listen,
You know what I mean,
James is spitting facts.
Chims.
No, it's James.
Chims.
Huh?
It's James.
It's not James, it's
No,
Chims.
that is different. It's Chims. His name is Chims.
James.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chims.
That's all right.
Chims.
No, I just wanted to say that was a good point made by Bobby, man. But I'm gonna jump off, but I'll get back on the
Thank you
meeting,
very
but,
much.
Thanks, Chims.
Yeah, loving the convo, guys.
I
Cheers,
was
you
too
guys.
Bible orientated in my head.
Chims, are you still there?
No, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, cool.
You just said he was leaving.
That
Oh,
was
no, 'cause I
that was
thought just
facts,
before.
by the way. What he said about the psychology thing. Because I've read up about that recently. About since when they made homosexuality a sexual orientation, that's when men started to go out of their way to show people that they were straight, which is what people believe to be the birth of heteronormative like men being alpha or whatever. It's interesting.
I was going to ask Chims, but basically just say, because the thing is, even though, like you said, what you're saying was fact in terms of the history and how people perceived homosexuality and calling it this, that, and the third, right? Like, how do you still get away from the fact that, at least in popular translations, like New King James Version of the Bible, it says homosexuals or people who fornicate, adulterers, all that type of stuff, will not inherit the kingdom of God? Because that, it clearly sounds like this is wrong. Because if it was good, you'd be in
Is that in a newer book?
It's more like the translations. Because
you know how wild it is for us to be saying, is it in the newest version?
It's mad. It's proper crazy.
Because honestly, to me, I don't know. But
how long ago is that?
It's still
like 10. Like, bro.
I have no idea.
It speaks to pushing the narrative to me.
The latest version.
That's what it does to me. It just speaks to pushing the narrative, innit?
Oh, I thought
because that's it. Because when you think about it, at the bottom of all of this, because when you think about at the bottom of all of it, is that God just wants people to not go according to the lusts and the desires, because that's what's present in all of these things.
Well, that's why he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
Lust.
Well, see, this is the thing though.
But it's just been practiced since the dawn of time. Like, and I think that point that he made is really important. That homosexuality wasn't even an orientation when these scriptures were written. It was an act that a person did. That was what was forbidden. I think it was his point. So, like, if you were to have same sex, engage in same sex pleasure or whatever, that was a sin. You weren't a sin for being gay. Do you know what I'm saying? So whereas now, because of what these societal conditions, whatever else, we've pushed ourselves to a point where we're actually categorizing people based on their immediate sexual preferences. I think an interesting conversation is how do people even express their sexuality back then? But
see, but that's where I want to go with it, because it's almost like, like saying the act is wrong, but the person isn't wrong, but then that means you're saying the person can't be themselves.
Yeah, right.
Because surely that's the only act I want to do.
I actually don't have to, but that actually baffles me. The knowledge, because this is, again, what Shem said was true. I read that too. I don't know. 1869, I think, some psychological association decided that homosexuality and heterosexuality were two different things. But yeah, that's an interesting question. Like, before that point, what was the expression of a person's self if they were to believe that there was only? Yeah, I don't actually have the answer for that, and I'd be fascinated to know.
Jims.
To be fair to them, they were saying sodomy was a sin from
allegedly.
They were saying sodomy was a sin from Quay, and that's got nothing to do with man on man. They were saying leave the gal batty alone as well.
Oh, for real? Oh, just the actual.
Yeah, sodomy's alone. Yeah.
That's so funny. Quite in scripture say leave the girl batty.
I didn't know
what I'm saying. To be fair to them, that's what they
just saying. Don't put it there. He just said don't put it there.
Yeah, they're saying don't do it. And it wasn't. That's what I say. They're not, regardless of it's same sex. It's got nothing to do with that. They're saying don't do them things.
I think people just realize from early that it's like there's less consequential to have that kind of to engage in that pleasure.
Say contraception from old school contraception.
I'm just saying, like, I figured that's like. This is
I reckon that plays a big part in it.
Maybe the culture informed the passages, because they knew that, well, God knew that it would be a long time till lubrication was actually,
This is it's actually a wild time this morning. It's not even 10 o'clock. It's not even 10 o'clock.
It wasn't even clean.
It's actually not even 10 a.m.
No, but it wasn't good.
One would assume they had their own lubrication before technology, like hummus.
You need to calm down. You need to calm down. That's crazy.
What?
Tree sap and shit.
Oh my gosh, tree sap would actually be a good one.
Cutting into trees and just wiping.
These are so serious.
Imagine you get vibes and then you're just like, babes, let me just crush these chickpeas. Let me just mash up these chickpeas real quick. It's about to get naughty.
She walks in the kitchen, sees you crushing chickpeas. She says,
I know what time it is. You know what time? That's like foreplay.
Oh my God. Why put chili on it?
Oh my God, what a mess. What a damn mess.
We'll never know though, that's the mad thing, man. We'll never know how the society developed like that, man. But But I definitely, I mean, I stand firmly against organised religion's view on if it's anti-homosexuality. I stand against that, man. I think everyone
should be free.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you feel like if a society, well, majority of society said, you know what, the Bible, we don't want to change it, fine, but we do feel like it's not really relevant anymore. Do you feel like we could potentially make
a new one, a new religion?
Yeah.
I think black people got to make a new religion anyway.
We're here.
Like, yo, because I can't believe the headlock that Christianity has based off of how it's taught. Not necessarily, again, not the faith, but just like the images. It just trips me out. Again, please, this is me. I'm outside. I wasn't raised in church. I wasn't. I'm just looking at this from the outside, and it's like just Jesus as a figurehead himself spins me out. What he represents, I totally understand and I respect. But the images, I don't know. How does that feel? Were you raised in church?
Yes.
Right. So was there like an awareness that there, or like a separation felt because all the images were so white, or was it not white, or they're not?
I don't know. I think it got to a certain stage when I started being reading more and being more influenced by other belief systems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, when I became introduced to great people like Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and, you know what I mean, the Nation of Islam and stuff like that, like,
is that where you sit now?
Big up the nation, man.
Big up the nation. I love that.
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what I mean, though. That was I'm guessing where a black person would naturally gravitate towards based off of
100%. Just the other day, I posted a picture of basically it was like a grid thing, right? And basically it showed like Chinese people worshipping a god that looks Chinese.
Yeah.
Asians worshipping a god that looks Asian, for example. Okay, white people worshipping Jesus that looks like them. Black people worshipping the same white Jesus that looks like them. Yo. I said, what type of nonsense is this?
But you know what's so interesting? I have never, like, I don't see, oh, gosh. I don't see colour when it comes to Jesus.
She knew where she was going.
I knew I was going, I just thought crap. But I don't see colour when it comes to Jesus. Do you know what I mean? So, like, seeing a white image, because I knew from young that's not Jesus, and I knew that was a man-made image, because I was like, how do you not know what Jesus looks like? And how have you guys created this image you think of Jesus? I never ever made reference to those pictures hanging up in the house, anything. I just didn't, it didn't hold any value for me or to me from when I was young. I just more cared about the Jesus I was getting to know from the word and my faith and like praying to God, and I cared more about my relationship with Jesus than the picture. Like I never really deeped actually that's a white man in my house corridor.
Do you think it would have had an effect though subconsciously?
No.
You don't think so? Because I've heard this conversation before. I've heard similar, but for me, from the outside, it's like whoa, because like that picture says, there's you know, if you think of like, is Christianity the biggest religion in Africa as a continent?
Yeah. Ooh, actually, maybe
Christianity and Islam probably equal.
Equal.
It depends what region. In Nigeria, we've got churches coming out of backside, boy, but
but even Nigeria is 50-50, you know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know the stats, but I mean, that like just fundamentally as from the outside confuses me, where it's like there's such an opportunity for there to be a sense of like connection to a personal, rather than like, it wasn't based within that continent. I don't know.
If you believe Jesus existed and everything, and you believe everything that he stands for and what he represents, should it, or like, does it make a difference to you who he is?
What colour he is?
Nah, and that's my thing. It never made a difference to me.
How for you? What do you reckon?
Like, because of the way the world works and the history of the world, and just the powers that be, I understand why they would depict Jesus as a white man. Because of geography and these things like that, I would know that he wasn't like how he looks. Even if he wasn't black, he would present differently or whatever. But also what he represents, what he stands for, and if it's true and if you believe it, and it kind of doesn't matter. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, the need to say that, Jesus was black is just, I don't know. It's just like black people shit. It's just like Asian people saying, "Oh, Jesus is Asian." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because you want something to identify and to cling to, or whatever. But the message and what he stands for, really and truly, it shouldn't matter because his love and his message goes out to all creeds, all colors, all races. That's what he represents, and so that's what it is. So, essentially, it kind of shouldn't matter. I mean, I pray to Black Jesus every day.
That's right.
But
That's all of this to say.
By the way, he was black.
No, but it kind of shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't, but race is real. Race is fake, but it's real.
Yeah, but that painting of Jesus, it's man-made. Like all the people that are painting Jesus never saw Jesus.
But that shows you how important it is to identify with this divine being.
Yeah, but do you know what it is? Because I even see, I think I just never cared about it because I learned about like idolatry and stuff from very young, not to necessarily put God in things, in like man-made things, and then start worshipping that thing. So when I see people praying to like this picture of Jesus, for me, I see like you kind of turned that picture into your Jesus, and I think that takes away from the whole faith. Because faith is what you can't see. If you're seeing a picture of Jesus and you think you're praying to that Jesus and you have to carry that Jesus everywhere with you, like, what are we doing here? So for me, Jesus's race never, like, I feel like I've talked about white Jesus more on here. He's always laughing that I go to white church and whatnot. But even my church, like, it's historically, because obviously I'm in a white land and whatnot, but I've been to I grew up in a black church.
Yeah.
But again, all of that race stuff just never mattered to me because it just wasn't there.
Yeah, but I struggle to believe that that we wouldn't be aware of it. Just based off of like things I remember as a child. Yeah. And like I remember like the first time I seen Reggie Yates on telly or whatever. And I remember just being buzzing. Just because there was an element of relatability.
Yeah.
Do you know another thing I've got to add? Sorry. I grew up in Nigeria. So the whole concept of race and stuff, like in terms of noticing that I'm black, I did not notice until I moved here.
Yeah, but
But seeing a white Jesus...
Yeah. They would make it even more intense. Like, so this is the only person who looks different to you is the person that's supposed to be the most powerful.
Because I've seen white people. Like, I've seen white people here when I'm here on holiday all the time. So that picture of white Jesus it just never registered. But then I get why though why in other cultures and other races, they've got a Jesus that represents their features. Yeah. But obviously with Africans, their Jesus is white. Obviously, that would have to do with colonialism, all that kind of isms and stuff.
Yeah, how come that doesn't have more of an effect then? If you was raised in Nigeria, like you're saying, race isn't the issue. There's not that kind of thing. Like, you don't have to overtly make out that you're black. Everybody's black. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you just take it as normal. But then the person who's supposed to be above and the greatest and there is white. There's no like what subconsciously, consciously, there's nothing that.
No, because I think if in my family we like pray to Jesus and stuff like that, like there was more pictures of black people in my household than
Did you pray to
Jesus.
Them,
no, I pray to Jesus, but I don't pray to an image.
Picture,
I don't pray to a picture frame, and I think that's why I never took it in because it's just what it is.
But isn't it in Islam that you can't depict Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
See, that makes sense to me.
Exactly, because now you've got Asian Jesus, Nigerian Jesus, South African Jesus.
That's true.
That makes sense. I feel like Jesus should have never been depicted in the first place.
Right.
But I
because
guess
it saves all of this.
Yeah, right. I agree with that. Yeah.
But isn't that just a sign of human evolution though? Because Islam came after Christianity, came after Judaism, came after
they made notes.
You know what I'm saying? It came after all of these things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's your first point.
You know what I'm saying? And if you go back like thousands of years ago, every civilization depicted their god in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I guess on moving away from that,
there are new religions, you know. There's one guy tried to get me on this religion recently.
Recruiting religions in the high street is crazy.
Bro, a party for real. He gave me the scripture, everything. He just gave me the book on the spot.
Really?
It's called but it was, when I say new, I mean like in the 40s or something.
Okay, yeah.
It's called like, oh shit, Baha'i.
Oh yeah. I know.
Do you know about this?
Yeah.
That's the most recent one I heard of. Yeah, but the way they talk about it is interesting because it is what you're saying essentially. Their whole standpoint is we've read all these scriptures, and these are our This is what we've decided. So one controversial point. Brent, you might have to fact check me on this. I think they believe to not engage with politics, for example.
Okay.
Which I guess is as a result of. You know what? You'd have to fact check me on that, because I can't be just chatting shit about Baha'i.
Because do you know there's a lot of religions as well. Anyway.
Yeah,
There's loads of religions.
Wait, I don't know how to spell it. I think it's like B'8. Is it Baha'i faith? Is this right?
It looks it.
A''I. Yeah.
Oh, this looks right. Yeah. So it's got all the religions there, and it's saying it's the most recent. What's it saying? Oh, Abraham is the wow. That's it. I mean, look.
You know
also,
what? Sorry to cut you off. You know what I always find about religion, yeah? Because I think if you have faith, like you're saying, I think across any religion, there's faith that's got important wise words for people how to live as human beings and to be good human beings. Are you of the belief that only one set are going to heaven?
This is a mix-up of all of them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, let me not say it's like Scientology. It's not like Scientology, but it's more so they don't reject any particular prophet from these type of faiths. It's like a
believe in all the gods.
Yeah,
I heard that. I could
How
subscribe
is
to
that
that.
religion then?
I believe it.
So
I believe
you
what
want
do they-
beef? You want
who do they
beef?
pray to?
the Norse gods. I believe in all the
ready.
gods.
No, but who do they pray to?
I just
then?
believe my God's the greatest. That he's the God. He's the God,
God
of,
God
of all
He's
gods.
the God of all gods. Do you see what I'm saying?
What were you asking before, though? You saying?
I use of the mindset that only one religion's got it right. Like, only one religion going to heaven.
I think
She's
religions.
smiling. Go on, get into it, man. Do it. Do it. Because I can't understand how you can tell me a good, God-fearing Muslim man or Hebrew man, whatever it may be, Hindu, Sikh, whatever, and they live their life as good human beings doing the right things. They ain't never done nobody no wrong. Yeah.
Well,
they just
Buddhists.
whoever. I'm just
I
saying,
love Buddhism.
just living how they
They're
live.
extremists too, though.
Obviously, geography will play a lot of it. Your upbringing, traditions, your region where you are could play a lot into what religion you subscribe to. You know what I'm trying to say? So that ain't necessarily nobody's fault because you're born where you're born, innit? So if you live your life going through the right way, doing the right things and following your religion how you're supposed to, and then you die, and then when you get to the gates, they say, nope, pick the wrong one, buddy.
Pick the wrong one.
That's hilarious.
I just don't.
That's hilarious.
I just don't
What,
see
a Christian
that.
rocking up and then you just got Buddha there being like, boss man.
Nah,
Yeah, no, you got it.
Meditate
I'm
enough,
afraid
rude
love-
boy.
You got it wrong, Gilly. Like, I can't in my mind because God's supposed to care and love and understand. You get
You're
me?
all going
Like,
to the same place, man.
he should allow them ones if that makes sense. Even if it's a Christian thing, he can say, you know what, you was a good Muslim your whole life, man. Come on in, brother. You
That
get
is
what I'm
it,
trying to
though.
say? Come on inside,
It's a
man.
it's a bit tricky, isn't it?
I think it all depends on why you think people are
Are good,
worthy
innit?
of heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because like the Christian will say, nobody's worthy of heaven. God has to represent you to get to heaven.
Okay.
That God being Christ. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how good you are. You're just not good enough.
But also, what? Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying? It's
morality is just crazy as a concept, though, because it's like literally who decides what's moral and what's immoral. Morality is literally subjective. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I look at like nature, I think we can't even get our heads around that concept of morality. You see, I was watching Planet Earth with my girlfriend the other night, or whatever, a couple of our friends, and then you get to a point where like some gazelle. You see what I'm saying? Just getting there's like 4 of these fucking whatever praying down, just ripping the neck out of this fucking baby gazelle, and you're thinking circle of life. And you're going, yeah, but what morality is that though? Like if that was a space where that in that space for survival, are we okay with killing? Okay, so if we're okay with killing for survival, then
Are we eating a baby?
huh?
Like, are we gonna eat a baby?
Right, that's a crazy one, but yeah. Oh shit.
Do you know, if we're adults, are we gonna? You know what I mean? It's interesting, man.
Yeah, but I mean, so I think the morality one's mad because what you just asked there is an ethics question, which is that's the biggest question that we all face. Would you kill a child to save 100 children? That kind of thing.
Them ones, yeah.
And it's like it's difficult for us to understand.
Yeah.
That's so annoying, you know.
Brent's thinking, yes, he'll kick his own baby off the cliff.
Bro, he didn't like what
He's thinking, that's nothing.
So that's why I struggle with the idea that someone decides what's good and what's bad because surely there isn't. Well, I guess that's the point of religion is that
There you go, exactly.
The scripture says.
Yeah.
That's always my response because my thing is that's why I don't think that human beings we can be the ones to decide who's good and who's
But you know,
not.
that's why
and the only
we-
person that can is God.
Apparently, that's why we survived. You know, Noah Harari's got a book called *Sapiens*, and in that book, you read that?
I've not read it.
It's
no.
interesting. I've only got like 2/3 way through, but he says that. That's why when all the other like Homo species, there's like I can't remember what the other ones are. Like when Neanderthals, we talk about that. Yeah. There are different variants of us. Apparently, what separated us and the reason why we're alpha is because we can make shit up. Apparently, because it's like, if you
trick everybody.
No, for real, because it's like if you're trying to assemble people to fight, if you're like fighting another species or like you're trying, you can organize like maybe a small group. If you're like, let's go and get that group. But if you say to like 1,000 people, if you don't attack this group, that tree is gonna kill you and the rest of your bloodline. Then people are like on smoke. That's the reason why we're.
I believe that though, because have you heard that experiment? It was about like monkeys in a cage, something like that, and then they brought a banana. But every time a monkey went to get the banana or whatever, there would be. I feel like they would do something like there would be some kind of physical consequences. But it took the monkeys so many times of that experiment to clock that basically that banana, even though you want it and it's good, you can't have it because every time you go to it, it's going to be a consequence. So what they would do, they would just bring in a new monkey into the cage and whatnot. That monkey will obviously go for it, then get beaten up by all the other monkeys. Because again, it's gonna,
they created it like a superstition.
But it took a while for the monkeys in the cage to clock that. No, this is what's kind of happening here. So
it took a minute. Yeah,
it's interesting.
Obviously, you said you're not really religious like that. Yeah. Obviously, you're married. This is tough. How would you feel?
You're what?
Married. Oh. How do you feel about like cross-religion dating? Is it an issue? Is it a sticker?
Does it happen
in Nigeria?
Of course, it happens. Yeah.
Like who decides who's marrying us?
That's when you got to compromise and stuff like that.
Is marriage considered Christian as a concept?
No, but I'm saying the Muslim people get married. If I'm Christian and my partner's Muslim, she believes what she believes and I believe what I believe. And obviously, marriage is a
it's a whole
thing. Yeah, my cousin did both.
Tradition.
Oh, she's done both of them.
Yeah, so she did a Christian ceremony.
She's covered by both the gods.
And then obviously her husband.
So she's covered by both the gods. That's sense.
All right, and then her and then she did the Muslim prayers.
Allah just up there dapping.
But people typically do that, or sometimes. I just caught what he said. Sometimes this is a crazy day, or sometimes you kind of that's like what's the compromise or whatnot. Or sometimes someone converts to other religion and stuff like that.
Well, I haven't read the books, but is there any part? Is there any part of that that's sin?
Yeah, so Christians, it says you need to be with believers as well.
Equally yoked.
But I'm learning as I grow older. Equally yoked is in many things.
Could you love a Muslim man?
I could love anybody, but can I marry him? It's a different situation.
But if you loved him, you'd marry him, no?
No, I'd love people and I let them go. Hell of people I let go and I still love them. I'm like, no, honey, you need to be over there.
Do you think do you think it's maybe how people view religion? Because some people see religion as the be-all and end-all of their lives, right? Some people compartmentalize and say, you're good for this particular thing in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I think in Nigeria, especially where Nigerians, or maybe it's just an African thing, right? Yeah. We're very good at, if you see it as good, but we're very good at basically saying, you know what, Christians, Muslims, we worship the same God.
Yeah, because that's
really it's just the same thing. So yes, you're Muslim, I'm Christian, but we can still make this work because ultimately we just worship the same God, just in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's my grandparents.
That's what I think religion is, though. Is interpretations of the same thing.
I think I wouldn't have no problem being with a woman from another religion. I think the issue might come with your offspring.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's where it does come up.
Which church are you going to?
Yeah, how we raising these babies?
How we raising babies, and who we praying to? Because I don't see it as the more we pray to things, the more answers we get.
I heard someone.
I think we need to be aligned in who we're praying to, so we can hit that person up twice.
I heard someone the other day say that they would raise a child by giving them all the information and letting them make their own decision.
Oh, that's what the Smiths did with Jaden and Willow.
And look how they turned. What's that? Actually, sorry.
I mean religiously.
You know what's so crazy is that was the other half of my sentence, but I was going to let the people do what they need to do.
Are you talking religiously though? You're talking religiously?
As in, I
don't just mean in life. Like
No, I think
run outside, see if you get hit by a car.
But I'm sure I've watched an interview where they did say that they let their kids make their own decisions, and like just tell them all different stuff, and then they can decide what they want to do and stuff. But I also think it depends on your faith. Like for me, I just think it's best if I go with a Christian. Because even with me going with a Christian though, I've also said like I wouldn't go with like I only go to church Easter and Christmas Day Christian. Like I want someone who has a relationship with God and actively does more to understand their faith more and stuff like is an active Christian.
What's the history with Ethiopia and Christianity? Because I hear that mentioned a lot. Because again, I always in my head, I'm always like, okay, but in the biggest continent on the planet, the hub of so much richness and culture and food, and yet there's no central religious hub. There's no like uniting belief system within this continent, Africa. That spins me out. I think it just doesn't make sense to me. I know there are ancient traditions. I know there's belief in there's like I don't know what the word would be. There's just older cults, religions, beliefs. But I do hear people talk about Ethiopia with Christianity, and I wonder what that was. There a version of Christianity prior to?
I think it's more so one of the earliest forms of Christianity.
Forms of it.
Yeah. So I mean, some people would say that there's some links that go back to Kemet, which is the original name for Egypt, right?
Right.
But that aside, just in the form of Christianity, they will say it's one of the earliest forms. Right. So there was when Christianity was just during its inception days.
Yeah.
Paul, for example, some of the other disciples or apostles went north into like Asia Minor, which is like modern day Greece, Turkey.
Yeah.
But some went into Egypt, some went into Ethiopia.
Right.
So you've got a version there.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a version there where they kind of see it slightly different. And even it kind of ties into the conversation me and Brett was having earlier about how there's certain books, like a certain, I guess, version of the Bible that contains more books in Ethiopia than the version that is standing around the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. They've also got something called the Kabra Nagast, which is unique to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church as well. So that has almost like a spin-off and kind of involves the story of where King Solomon actually had a child with Queen of Sheba, who was like the queen of Ethiopia. And that child and that lineage and the story around the Ark of the Covenant being in Ethiopia basically is all in there.
Queen Makeda.
Spin off, bro.
Queen Makeda.
Yes.
Well, so someone just like really liked the books and just wrote their own sequel, like.
Well, they believe it's inspired by God as well.
That's amazing.
Well, it was the Queen of Sheba, but Queen of Makeda was it stemmed from there. That's where the lineage of like Haile Selassie and all that come from.
Oh, for real?
That's the one who Solomon slept with.
Guys.
Yeah. Queen of Sheba.
Yeah.
What would it take, because obviously none of this happened in our lifetime. It's been thousands of years. But if you check the history of the world, there's times where it says it's BC. Christ didn't exist. Christianity didn't exist. People had to spread the gospel and spread the word, and it's taken the hold that it's taken. Like, what would it take for you to like? Could some like? Because obviously before Christianity, people believed what they believed, didn't it? Yeah. And would have had the same devoutness to it and all that kind of stuff.
Nature.
Could someone? Like, what would need to happen? Could a new religion come now and challenge Christianity or Islam?
Scientology,
from
bro.
Now? That ain't got no legs. That's got no legs. Because some of the stuff they be saying is crazy.
Oh, bro.
But what would you need to see? Because obviously, even if a guy coming and performing miracles and stuff, you're going to say, well, this are bearing witness to false prophets and stuff. The Bible already spoke about this. And like, they've already covered that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, no one ain't allowed to walk on water again. They're going to tell you, that's the devil.
I think like, I don't know.
Is it possible?
So do you mean like what could it take to make us not believe anymore kind of thing?
Or no,
believe in something else. Like have a new belief. Like, you know what? I was blind, but now I see.
Who's the new Jesus?
Listen, I told you my Jesus was yesterday, today, and forevermore. I'm sticking with the same.
Is he coming back?
Yeah.
Is he coming back for real? For real? When? When? I want to see this man.
He said for real, for real.
No, for real. Like
it's a rumor.
It's a good question
do you know
though,
how
because
that would be
no one
at this
knows.
point?
No one knows who's coming.
I need that at this point because there's so much madness in the world, and you can just bop up and be like, "Yo, what's good?"
It wouldn't be dope. It wouldn't be dope.
Why?
Because we're not too much sin. We'll be finished if we actually walk.
What,
on
you
one
reckon
day.
you'll come back and be on smoke?
If you came back,
coming back for smoke.
the rapture. If you came back one day and you saw Jesus, they say, "Oh God, no, I'm done, no
You can't
shit."
say, "Oh God, no."
Listen, if Jesus came back, I'll be like,
Finished.
we're gonna win this war. That's what I'll be thinking.
What war?
Okay.
Oi, no, I just deeped it. That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
Hey, I'm
Imagine
telling
telling
you.
Jesus we're gonna win.
No,
Jesus
that's
like,
crazy
wait,
though
it's
because I would just, if he came back, the first thing I'd do is get out a deluxe color chart and just be like, just to be
so
clear.
Is he white? Is he black?
They've been lying about you for years, bro. I knew you were moving brown.
This is what Emmanuel meant when he said what he said.
What does that mean?
Because you find out that he's not white. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I know.
we're winning this war.
Yeah.
That's not also who meant that was
That was
layered.
If you know, you know.
I think it's gonna sound tripped out, but like rationally, I think the most challenging element of like religion or there being like a new threat is gonna inevitably come after AI at some point because what people are saying, and I don't know this again, I'm not like, but they're talking about this thing called singularity. So there'll be a point where the computers be able to teach themselves things, right? And we're like kind of nearing it now with like ChatGPT and whatever else. There'll be a point once a computer can constantly learn, the level it will get to will be godlike. And we will witness things that the computer has decided to do and learn, not us. So we've just given the computer the ingredients, and then
here it goes.
That's what I'm trying to say. And then there'll be a point where all we can do is worship because we don't understand it. It'll become its own form of God.
That's almost like history repeating itself. With the same question of, did God create man? Did man create God? Because you'll be right at that point where, like you said, we'll be worshiping this thing that we created.
If you deep like the speed at which we're shifting things now, do you know what I mean? They're just talking about that, and it's not far apparently. Again, I don't know. This is shit I've seen on like online and on TikTok. You know what I mean? But I got a tripped out TikTok for you because I find this stuff fascinating. And when you hear people engaged in that world, I can't remember the name of the guy from Google, Elon Musk, whatever else. The way they're talking about AI, it's like there's gonna be a certain point where it's just gonna get mad. You know, and we just gotta pray that they want to save the world.
Well,
Sometimes it sounds so complicated. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to be here for all of this vision.
Well, that's the only option. Like everything's always advancing and getting better. And once you go down the road of AI and you create it and you leave it, it's going to create a monster. And that's not like, I know it's from like Terminator and all them things there, but like it's gonna be a natural evolution. It's the only option. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if you create it and give it, like you're saying, all the ingredients to be that person, there's no way you can put anything in to control it. It's also going to get to a point where it gets smarter than its creators. Like. This is okay. How not?
You're
Bro,
talking about it being sentient, right? Having agency.
It's gonna happen.
Right?
Eventually,
everything is.
It might
coding.
not be in your lifetime.
Everything is coding right now.
it might not be in your lifetime.
You
if you allow
suggest
something,
it will be in our
past
lifetime.
if you allow something to think for itself, what can you control its thinking?
Yeah, 100%.
How are you going to control its thinking?
Don't just say exactly. What did you just say? What did you just say? If you allow what?
If you allow something to think for itself.
When you say think for itself, what are you talking about? Do you program it to basically problem solve by itself?
Yeah.
You program it, right? That's not sentience.
That is.
When you say that is, what are you saying?
Because are you saying it because you?
What makes you
I could
different?
turn it
What
off.
makes you,
Yeah.
Jordan, different to that particular code? You.
Well, you could argue I have coding of my own DNA.
What did you just for?
No, because it's interesting. That's very interesting. I had the same.
You could. Okay,
Yeah, I'll
so
come back to that.
for example,
No, it's semantics.
it's not semantics, man. Do you
It's a
believe
matter
in
of language
do you
now.
believe in free will? I've heard people argue that there's no such thing as free will.
I believe in free will, yes.
Okay, so I've heard people that argue that there's no such thing as
in
free will because you can make
Predestination.
you can make predictors on a person based off of the environment they're in, the DNA that they have. There are predictors for a person's entire life. You could say that.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe it. I'm just saying. So the relationship we have between the things we've coded and how we grow as human beings are probably closer than we realize. The whole the idea is like if you tell a computer, this is a sentience thing. If you say to a computer, learn everything, and then here is the code for you to tell yourself and other computers to learn more. Once you press go on that, it's done.
It's what you're saying is just it can compute things faster than we can compute it as a human being. You're not saying that it has sentience. You're not saying it has. That's why I asked you. This is why I asked you what differentiates you from this particular code. You would say that you have free will. You might say that you have a soul. I don't know.
I don't know what I believe with that.
Do you feel you have a soul?
Yeah, I believe in that shit. Yeah.
Do you think these particular codes have souls?
Well, this is the. I don't know. I don't believe. And I don't believe. I don't like technology. I think it separates us from that space. But we're in a different space now.
Doesn't need a soul. It's technology. Why does it need a soul?
The interesting.
Sentience.
The interesting. No, but
saying.
sentience isn't a soul necessarily.
No, this is my understanding. This is how I differentiate myself from this code.
Yeah.
This AI, right? This is the thing that they cannot have that we as human beings have.
Oh,
Yeah, but
sure.
that's not intelligence, though. That's ain't got no soul.
When
But
you
stop it
say,
from
what
being
is,
intelligent.
how are you measuring intelligence?
I'm with Mugs on this. Intelligence
That's
can be
fine.
measured.
I just want you to elaborate. When you say you agree, I beg you tell me what you agree
I'm
with.
just saying, if you allow something here to receive information, and make his own decisions. I get what you're saying about coding or whatever, but you've coded it to be able to perform this. You
Yes.
are allowed to learn and grow and form your own opinions on the information that
You've
receive.
created a problem solver.
Yeah.
Just a quicker one than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the
get
problem
rid of you.
exactly.
Yeah,
but then,
but then
the problem it creates problems. So the problem, say like Terminator, the problem is, you created a problem solver, and it wanted to protect. The problem is saving the world and humanity. The solving the problem is the biggest threat
Is
to
human beings.
the
Yeah.
world
Look at this guy.
is humans.
Oh, gosh.
Now let me take out the humans.
This-
So what's he talking about?
This snap, was it? Who was that guy?
Thanos.
And you can arrest.
No, but
Hey,
facts
I'm
though,
Team
but
Thanos, bro.
even though that's from a movie, even though that's from a movie,
The man spoke truth.
even though that's from a movie, why is that not possible? You're saying you created problems, We're talking about global warming, all
No,
this stuff. One of the
Fred,
biggest problems is the Earth and its inhabitants.
All people in this space legitimately say are concerned that there is a point where we don't know whether or not technology would decide that we were an issue. The choices we made. This is the thing about intelligence. This particular type of intelligence is a heady kind of problem solving, algorithmic kind of. It's pattern recognition basically. That's how I understand intelligence.
100%.
Pattern recognition.
Yes.
So it can, if it's given all the information in the world, like bro, if you even think about what's happened with what's that fucking thing called? With like AI generated art.
Yeah.
You know about the issues with this?
Yes.
Biggest art heist of
Yes,
all time.
yes.
They gave every single art piece that's ever been made to this
Yes.
fucking computer.
Yes.
And now you can type in, Jordan Stevens album cover and the
Yes.
style of Van Gogh,
Yes,
bang.
yes,
No one gets
yes,
paid.
yes.
Just the computer. So now they're going into court to try and get people to get paid for the art they just had stolen off them.
Jordan,
if you
Marks,
did that,
and Emmanuel. Jordan, Marks, and I don't want us to basically derail from them the actual thing you all just said just now, right?
Yeah, okay, go on, sorry.
100% the AI could decide that humanity is the biggest threat to its own survival, right?
Yeah.
But it's still following your flipping coding. It's following instructions.
No, not once it decided its own coding. It was following the original coding.
If you give it the means and the capabilities to code, to create,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's like if you told
Then
Create to what?
Create anything
To
it wants.
create.
Coding,
But
code.
hear what you're saying.
No. Hear
You
what
are
you're
literally
saying.
telling it, hey, you can now use these tools in order to fine tune yourself.
You
right?
understand this? You're
It's
talking
all
about just
code.
You understand that that's the same as a human, right? You get that.
Talk to me, because I
But
hear what
if
you're
you
saying.
have
No,
a
no, no,
kid,
I don't
if you have
disagree
a
with what you're
kid
saying.
and you say to this
I don't
kid,
disagree with
let's
what you're
bring
saying.
it back to the other conversation. If you say to the kid, let's say kid, there is only one God
Yes.
and you believe in Jesus, go
Yes.
through your life.
Yes.
And that kid goes, okay, and then he walks along and then someone comes over to them and goes, you should.
Yeah.
Then you're nothing to do with that kid now
Yes.
going, actually, I'm into Islam.
Yeah. I hear
You're
you
nothing to do with
I
that.
hear you
All you said was the first thing. You said leave the house.
I hear you
That's all it
saying
is.
that humanity we're all like results of
The initial, okay, here's
programming.
Can I give you another example?
Conditioning. I hear that.
Can I give you another example right, about things growing beyond people's desires?
Yes.
Right. The person who created the death scroll did it in about 3 hours.
What's the death scroll?
So someone sat in the kitchen. This is what's so mad about technology. You should look it up. There's things you can read into it. There's also the Unabomber's Manifesto, which again is a bit controversial, but you should read that. I think everyone should read that. So there's a guy sitting in an office, and he goes, and that day, someone's like, can you come up with some coding that's going to help our app? That's it. This is like, that person sat there and he goes, all right, every time I'm scrolling down, the page stops and I've got to go to the top and I've got to drag the thing down again. What if I created a code where as I scroll to the bottom, the next page loads?
Yeah.
This was done in 3 hours. And it is now, I think people estimate the amount of days lost in a human being's life now because of death scrolling. This person can't sleep. Apparently, the person who invented this code struggles to even get to bed at night because they feel like they've just destroyed people's lives.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, that's one of the most annoying features.
Every single app is relying on the fact that when you scroll, it loads. You scroll, it loads.
More just keeps coming.
That's a different animal now. That's gone beyond that person's initial decision. Do you know what I'm saying? That day, they just wanted to make it easier to look at a page. That's it. Instagram was invented by two guys who wanted to see the sun in a different place on the earth. There was for people with SAD. If you feel sad, there's no sun. Get someone to send you a picture of the sun. That's the beginning of Instagram. Now Instagram decides whether people have music careers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Understand what I'm saying?
I don't know if it is that you're speaking to sentient.
No, what I'm saying is a person can create a code and then it's
The
gone.
intention can, yeah.
And then it's gone.
I hear that.
So I'm saying if you say to a machine like speak to this other machine and bring me back this piece of information, at some point the code can decide its own. It can go like, I don't need to speak to humans anymore. I'm only going to speak to machines. Jordan, and then you're gone.
Jordan Marks and Emmanuel, I love the fact that they are human beings who really, really hate what they think AI might become, right? And you even have the bloody founder of OpenAI, and he's telling you, hey, I quit because...
It's wild.
And when you give this particular thing to the army and these particular black...
Oh, it's over.
They start doing madness. I hear all of that. So it's good that y'all are skeptical about it. It's good that y'all feel as though it is the end of humanity.
I actually don't. I don't think it's the end of humanity.
I know. My friend works in Google doing the AI stuff, and she's like, AI is scary. Like the capabilities and these kind of things, like it's scary. And it's like what you're saying. Someone's intention, the intention is irrelevant because it can snowball into anything. And once you get to the point where you can lose control or something, I get what you're saying. You're coding, the rest is there, but it can get to the point where you lose control of that situation, where it can maybe recode itself, change. Like these are genuine fears.
People have been hit by self-driving Teslas, bro.
Do you think how I think that will manifest though? I think it will manifest in people like creating codes and whatnot, but they're not realizing what it is that they're creating codes for. Kind of like how you said with the Instagram and whatnot. Yeah, like you create something, this is your intended purpose for creating it. However, what it goes on to is going to be different.
Yeah, but that's what that
so
is.
I feel like
technology.
that's what's going to be with that. So I don't necessarily think...
But that's what people are doing now. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is why human beings are so dumb. Like, literally, you should have a group. Everyone should sit down and calm the fuck down. All these rich motherfuckers, and people in Silicon Valley sit down and go, just stop.
Yeah.
This is what I think is mad. This is just
crazy,
stop
man.
doing
It's
it. Like,
encoding our DNA to not...
bruh, like...
Once if you reach there, you want
we
to
are
go
the
next
smartest
do
and
more, we wanna do
stupidest
more.
animal on the planet at exactly the same time. Like, we should... This is actually goes back to the religion thing. The basic things we should do as just being a human, engaging with our environment. That's the first thing an animal should do on the planet. Engage with its environment, care for its environment. We don't even do that. And the irony is we're now so imprisoned by technology that if there was like, let's say something happened, like we got hit by a fucking meteor, or if there was like shit ton of natural disasters, or let's say someone turned the fucking internet off. Do you know how many people will be spinning out?
But haven't you seen when like
do you know
Instagram
who'd be
is down?
chilling?
Yeah,
Do you know who'd be
exactly.
chilling
Or WhatsApp or
though?
something,
Do you know who'd be chilling? The people in the bush. They'll be chilling.
That's true. They wouldn't know.
The people who haven't let go of their, they know how to work the earth.
Yeah.
In an apocalypse, in those situations, they know where to get food. They know how to what foods to eat, what plants to eat. They know how to find water, like filter water, all of that kind of stuff.
It's scary, yeah. Because
And we'll just be spinning around trying to look for Google Maps.
Because think about it, yeah. Every time I think of like an issue, like a problem, I actually thought about this one day. Like every answer, my first instinct for a lot of things I might find myself in is to Google it. Do you get me? Like, it's to use the internet to help me to get out of that situation. It's mad.
Yeah, we're finished. I used to know roads by name.
Bro.
Yeah.
For like my whole bar, you could tell me, where are you? Say the name of the road.
Yeah, and that's how people got around back then,
and I'll just go there.
And numbers.
Phone numbers, yeah.
Yeah,
phone
phone
numbers. I used to know all
numbers,
the numbers off by heart. Now everything's stuck in the phone. Even I don't even understand why we pay these cabmen. They're not real cabmen. Back in the day, I would phone the cab station, who'd come to my yard, and he'll say,
With
"Where
his
you're
kid,
going?"
with his
I'm going Kazanoff Road, boss, and he drives me there.
Yeah.
Do you know what
No
someone said?
GPS, no A to Z, no nothing.
Facts.
They just take me
Yeah.
there. These men earn their money.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
These are just. I'm getting in Ubers now. These are just dons with cars.
Sorry,
Do you know what's
They don't know what they're.
smart or not flipping harder.
No, but I'm just saying though.
You believe in that flipping.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're doing. If at any time, if it's the same thing, if I'm driving with the Uber man and his battery dies, he can't get me to my destination. What are we doing
I
here?
don't know, black cabs are still on there.
No, black cabs are different because black cabs are levels.
too, though. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Black cabs are levels. They
the
got to
OGs
do.
are
They
still
got to do
there,
the knowledge,
but
innit?
the
So
new
I
wave-
respect the black cabs because they still got to do the knowledge
Yeah,
and
they
they still
do.
got to learn. They still got to know. So
But
that's
the
different.
knowledge don't tell you where there's traffic blocks.
That's
what I'm saying.
And the time I'm trying to my sat nav, I haven't created
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't need to update yet. Let's
Nah,
crack on. But
but-
we need to crack on.
Oh shit! Wait, what segment we in?
Topic of the day.
Fuck. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I guess we can wrap up there.
People should read the Unabomber's manifesto, though. It's fascinating.
Is that like the one on Netflix?
Yeah, that,
He's a guy, obviously, he did some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, the Unabomber.
Yeah, do you know about it?
I ain't read the manifesto, but
It's
yeah, I know
interesting. But he talks about this, he warns about this in the early 90s, and it's just we've done it and more.
boy.
All right, well, let's get into our next headlines then.
I like talking, yeah.
All right, so our next headline takes us to Guinea-Bissau, where the president, Umaro Sissoko Embalo, has sacked his prime minister, Geraldo Martins, just a week after reinstating him to the post. Mr. Martins was first appointed PM in August, but lost the position early this month when the president dissolved the government following a foiled coup attempt on the 1st of December. The president then reappointed Mr. Martins as prime minister last week. The presidential decree issued on Wednesday announced that Rui Duarte de Barros, who previously served as the West African nation's transitional PM between 2012 and 2014, would replace Mr. Martins. Last month, there were clashes between two army factions in the capital, Bissau, where President Embalo was away at the UN's COP28 climate conference, in Dubai. Next headline takes us to Nigeria. This is the one I was telling you about, Esther, where the Nigerian government have offered free train rides and slashed by 50% public bus fares across the country. Yep.
The memes, yeah. So basically, the memes that were coming from you passengers going to tell a bus conductor that his fares are 50%.
Yeah.
It's too funny, man.
Crazy, isn't it? But yeah, man. What they're saying is it's basically trying to ease the financial strain associated with holiday travels.
Okay.
So the move was announced on Wednesday, and it's to allow domestic travellers to visit their loved ones in hometowns without stress and extra burden imposed by the high cost of transport around this period. This is what Dele Alake, who's the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, they have ministers for
everything.
What? Solid Minerals Development.
So get your money, man.
Dan, they do be getting the money. That's why countries how it is.
But yeah, man, according to Mr. Alake, who is also, is also the head of the Inter-Ministerial Committee.
Oh, he's earning.
The head of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Presidential Intervention, the discount on interstate fares and free train rides will take effect from Thursday all the way up to the 4th of January. The deal was already okay by the President, Bola Tinubu. Pardon me. The deal, already okayed by the president, was arrived at in conjunction with companies operating luxury buses across 22 routes nationwide. So I guess it's only maybe the big one, the actual like coaches and stuff, the big buses, and obviously not the the smaller ones in it. And our last headline, trigger warning here, sad news, man. 2 16-year-olds have been found guilty of the senseless murder of Brianna Ghey. A witty, funny, and fearless transgender girl who was stabbed 28 times in a Warrington Park this year. The murder obsessed teenagers, known as Girl X and Boy Y, to protect
I read this.
to protect their identities, were found guilty unanimously by a jury at Manchester Crown Court on Wednesday after it deliberated for 4 hours and 40 minutes. The judge, Mrs. Justice Yip, said that she was sentenced to pay next month and would decide whether to lift reporting restrictions so that the killers could actually be named, right? She told the teenagers that she would have to impose a life sentence, but that she needed to adjourn for further reports to decide on the minimum tariff that they must serve.
85.
That
needs to be the
for
minimum.
real, for
Because the
real.
way they did that,
It's disgusting.
mad.
Have you seen the text between each other and stuff?
Mad.
I've not seen any of this.
So it's these two kids, and the girl, there's a transgender girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, they went to the same school and whatnot, and essentially, they just wanted to kill somebody. Like they just,
Oh, for real?
they just
They're
had this
psychopaths.
like desire to just kill, until they decided that she was gonna be the target. The girl minds her business. She's quiet. She's shy. Like she's very much to herself, kind of thing. And it was so sad. They were talking about how they're gonna kill her, showing each other. showing each other like what
They're
weapon,
crazy.
like what knife they're gonna use.
I think the guy was saying, "Oh, I wanna stab her, see if it screams like a man or
a woman." Can you
And then
imagine?
he's saying, "Don't worry, we'll get away with it because the police are rubbish around here."
Yeah, like, and I feel like that shit embarrassed me.
crazy.
There's that, and so they're planning all that, and then that poor child just said to the mom, "I'm going out." But I feel like as a parent, yeah, that you know your child is shy. They don't really have many friends. They keep to themselves. I feel like the mum was happy that, like, okay, you got friends and you're gonna go out, kind of thing. Only for the child to never return, and they killed the child, as they had planned to, and then they tried to like lie and say that they had an argument. They were deleting Snapchats, and then so where they live, obviously police must have been called because someone else saw the child's body there. Police must have been called. One of them is at home messaging somebody else saying, "Oh, like I heard someone's been killed. Oh my gosh, I hope that's so sad." And then the girl who lured the girl to her death, essentially, then messaged her saying, "Oh hi, we went to meet up. Why didn't you message me back?" Trying to like create some kind of like alibi.
Yeah,
and
he's a psychopath.
Mad.
Yeah, crazy still.
And then I think the mum had messaged the child. I think she messaged the mum. Like, it was just sad because like the last message was like like I'm with friends. I was like, something like that. And it's just like,
That's heartbreaking.
as a parent, like how on earth am I supposed to live?
What punishment would you give?
Oh, they're staying life. And I'm releasing
What,
their...
life? Just 25?
No, life as in you're going to die in prison. And I hope you get jumped every day. You're not going to be in solitary where they protect you. I need you to get jumped every single day of your life.
What if you
because them kids are mad.
If you knew that they'd just be gone, would you?
No, I like people suffering.
You like suffering?
No, I like people to suffer. No, I don't like suffering.
You believe in punishment?
Yes, I feel like... Because
Really?
you know what it is? I feel like killing somebody...
You're paying for that.
I feel like that's the easy escape.
You're paying for that.
I don't mind that.
85 years of your
Don't
tax
mind that.
money on someone
So
being
I will
punished.
pay extra taxes if I have to.
For real.
I honestly don't mind that.
We pay
Because
taxes for all kinds of things,
it's out of
man.
order.
I think that's
You don't get to
worth
make somebody suffer and then you get to take an easy way out. No,
What's
you
the
need
easy
to...
way out?
Because I feel
Like you're
like
saying,
when you
just
die, you're
God, you
dead.
think that's easy?
I think that's easy.
I think this is one of those epic discussions. I think that's fascinating.
Because you know what it is, yeah? I feel like I can kill two birds with one stone. I feel like I can make you suffer, long suffering, then you die.
Once you're gone, you know.
Yeah.
Like, nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
No.
I thought
That's
you said that. I
definitely-
thought you saying that you're going to get judged or whatever. You turn up at the
No,
at
you
the
will,
gates and then
but I
someone
want
be
you
like,
to
"Go
suffer
hell,
here
boss
too.
man."
That's a part two.
But that's debatable.
That's the
because we
main
ain't
meal.
Look, that's what faith is based on. Your belief. It's not proof.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in it. Yeah? So we don't. Obviously, if your
So-
faith is strong, you leave it in the hands of God, which is fine. That all works from that.
Yeah.
But we ain't 100% sure exactly what's going to happen once you go. We can't.
What I'm
control
exactly sure of.
what I'm exactly sure of.
That what can make you
how
pay.
can make you pay while you're here.
That's interesting.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like I do believe in judgment 100%. But my thing is, I just think you don't get to make somebody's... Because they hurt that kid and left her there.
But they're here though, and she's not.
That's what I'm saying. So you
Yeah, but
don't
that's
you
my
don't get to
point.
tap out. Nah, man.
but-
you need to suffer every single day. Because every day you get jumped here. Do you know what? Every day you get jumped here. You remember why you're getting jumped. Every single day. And
How do you know
gotta
they're
live
going to
with
get
that.
jumped every day?
Well, she's just hoping.
No, this I'm saying no, because you asked what I would want to happen.
Oh, you just batter them every day.
No, I just want them to get jumped. I just want everyone in the prison to know what it is that they did, and I'm just leave it to them.
I think in a few
population.
instances I quite like. You know what's mad? Yeah, is obviously this is a tricky subject because
Yeah.
it goes left if you give a government the power to decide whether or not
That's the thing.
someone lives, and that's fucked. The reason I say
They be
wild
using
shit like
that
that is because sometimes, every now and again, this is be clear,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
every instance.
Yeah.
If there's like empirical, undeniable evidence that
yeah.
these people are psychopaths, right? As in, like, there's a neurological disorder. This seems clear. These people are irretrievable.
Yeah.
And are literally a danger to society. I'm just like, or at least put them on their own island or some shit. Like,
Oh yeah, we've said that
like,
for pedophiles.
Australia.
Okay.
That's how it started, right?
But it's tough because
criminals. They
then
said the criminals that they did.
it's the deciding factor of like who deserves that. But yeah, anyway, it just seems.
But RIP to that kid, man. It's like reading the text and stuff like and just
Would
seeing
you feel
how
good as the parent
intentional-
knowing that the person's getting battered rather than isn't here anymore?
Would I what?
Like, so if you're the parent of the girl,
Yeah.
do you want to know that the killers are being punished every day until they die?
Do you know what's mad? No, because I'm hurting either way. And when you're in pain and when you're hurt and stuff, yeah, like other things don't matter outside of your pain. So even if they got killed, that's not gonna be my child back. Even if they were getting battered every day, that's not gonna be my child back. I'm just gonna be in.
I think
In
I'd struggle
mourning,
to
in
know they're
grief.
alive.
I hear that because there's an old saying. I don't know if it's in the proverbs or what, but it's like Mango is sweet, but revenge is sweeter.
You know what's killing me there? This guy asked here what the latest version is, knowing damn well he spent this show creating his own version. I said mango is sweet. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. I said mango is sweet, revenge is sweeter. Hear it though.
Amen.
I hear it though. But nah, they are horrible. They need to release their identity. Because the way they were planning stuff like that, those are not kids that... They're not
See,
even
again,
kids,
though, that's
bro.
tricky because there's laws, isn't it? There's certain age and, like, once you set president, like, they can't release their names. They're not allowed.
Do you know why I think about the whole releasing names of kids and stuff like that, yeah? I feel like, because the kind of crime they committed, that's adult crime. If you're capable of adult crime, you get adult consequences. I don't believe in, like, the whole, you commit a gruesome murder like that, and then you get the protection of you're still a kid. You're not innocent. The whole point of kids is that kids have innocence. You have no innocence, clearly.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I proper hear where you're coming from, but there's got to be protections in place because once you set precedent for things to happen, and people, and like you're saying, when the government in control can do what they want, there is that. Everybody's got to be afforded the same kind of luxuries. It's really tough because
and that's what's sad.
In my world, like the discretion is so clear. Like in my head. There's like, you know, there's the things we were conversing, who saw it, people talking against each other, If we're talking like empirical evidence, like
Snapchat,
this person,
they had it there.
Do you get what I'm saying?
4K.
Like, I'm not interested okay, let me put this as a disclaimer so I don't seem like a fucking lunatic, yeah? I actually believe in rehabilitation. I believe in second chances. You know, I believe in the fact that...
I believe that too,
yeah, right? For the majority of people who have it's a circumstantial incident, or it's a highly emotional incident, or it's do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at cold, calculated, like this is why they'd studied psychopathy. One of like the time, if I seen a kid in a back garden murdering cats, I'm going like, I don't know how long I need to wait before.
No.
For upgrades.
Bro.
It's like.
Wait to try something else. Nope.
And so that's where I don't again.
Because I've seen that what the James Bulger kids were doing.
He's out.
Yeah,
he's out.
New Islands, no one don't have a clue. No, it could be your neighbour.
No. One of them, they claim is rehabilitated. The other one,
he's back in prison anyway.
Yeah, the other one's on smoke, bruv. Other one's on smoke, and it's just like...
There's trouble in there.
But when you're doing that at 11 years...
This is it, and this is my thing.
Like, mate, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's like, where's the hope, bro? Where'd you come back from with that?
You have to come back as a pope. That's your rehabilitation. You have to actually like the rehabilitation you do has to be a complete 180.
Or your life has to be solely involved, or your life has to be devoted to the antithesis of what you did. So this person's life has to be devoted to stopping other children.
Yeah,
that's the only way I see that. As a balance, you know, because that's what I believe in life is balance. Like, how do you equal that balance through existing?
Yeah.
Well,
and I think I'm so harsh on it because I've actually read the chats and stuff, and actually I actually followed the thread, and I just thought I felt sick. I could not believe what I was reading. And it's like even after they did it, like they just left that poor kid there, and then they went home and tried to cover it up and like. And then, like, how are you texting somebody that you know you just killed? Oh, you didn't meet up with me. Like, why didn't you meet up with me? And don't you want to be my friend anymore? Like, you're doing all this manipulative stuff because you know at some point it's going to come back to you. And one of their parents was the one that reported them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I think it was on the news and whatnot.
Oh, that's a different conversation for a different day. Would you report your kid to the police?
I am. That's not a kid I want to live with. Any kid that can kill like that, you dangerous. You got to go. Because God forbid I give your little sibling an ice cream over you. Next thing you know, nope.
I don't know if I'm reporting him to the police, man. I might kick them out my yard. Come out my yard! Come out my yard. You ain't staying there. Not under my roof. Crafts is you. But I don't know.
I'd have to weaponize.
You're so silly.
I'd have to weaponize them.
What do you weaponize them?
That's the only way. Unless I killed them by my own hand.
Yeah.
The only way is like, okay, you're clearly nuts. So what I have to do is give you a set of rules and guidelines for the types of people I think you should be killing.
Right.
And then send them out on road.
No, go back. What's going?
You're talking about Dexter.
I am talking about Dexter.
Thank God.
100%.
Because I was like,
he's really good.
Oh, because Dexter's a serial killer, but he only kills bad people.
Yeah.
How is it?
Yeah,
See, that's not my thing. Why don't they ever do that? Why do they out just killing
You
innocent
need
people.
programming.
You need to program the kid, man.
You need to kill
Honestly.
women.
Brent, you're on board with this.
No, he needs programming.
Oh, Brett says something.
Nah, but I'm saying like that's the concept, and you
Yeah.
know, he's saying like this kid, he saw his mum get murdered as a youth. He started killing animals in his back garden. His dad was a police officer, and his dad's gone. Well, if you're gonna be doing that mad shit, you might as well be using it on some motherfuckers who deserve that.
So dad was giving him a list of people to go and kill.
No, not a list. He gave him a list of guidelines, and he can discern who he decides fits that criteria.
Did he get away with it?
For 7 seasons.
7 good seasons.
7 really good seasons.
7 seasons, like 3 episodes.
The first
or
4
we're
seasons of
talking-
Dexter are fucking unbelievably
100%.
good. I can't explain to you how good that show is.
100%.
And then after that, it fades because there's a writing strike and shit.
As it
Oh,
always
yeah.
does. Yeah.
But like, it is good.
That's interesting.
But also, well, yeah, there's obviously critique to have.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
haven't seen
Yeah.
it, so. But I wouldn't.
I've
know.
heard
So
of it, though,
that's
to be fair,
but
actually.
fundamentally that is a mad question. If your child murdered,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not letting my child get away with foolishness, man. Because this is just the beginning. If at the tender age, if this is the first crime you've done and you've just gone in for the worst,
That's the what.
oh, honey,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
can't
gonna
wait
lie.
to see.
There's
like,
got to be something that because
I
I
can't
wouldn't
picture
again. I
what
wouldn't
else
want
you
to
do.
do it with my whole history. Like I wouldn't want to do that. But there has to be something that you got to look at. If you've done something so heinous that you're looking at them saying, "Nah, man, you got to go, man.
That's mad.
You got to go."
And imagine,
sorry.
but this is the
I'm sorry.
and also they were talking about in the chat as well. They were talking about they've done this to somebody else. They've done something to somebody, but because basically the court doesn't have enough evidence or doesn't know about that. But essentially, they've killed something.
Bro, I'm just
before,
reading
or
this
something
now
like that.
28 times.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
fuck this shit, man.
Sad, man.
And the kid, I don't think the kid even died, so they left the kid there, and then the kid died.
All right, let's crack on.
Let's move
Let's
on.
crack on
This is
now.
what I was saying, Brent, when I came in before, man. It's just like, I'm just...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the new, like, let's remember the large majority of children who haven't done this. This isn't yet.
This isn't a norm. Absolutely not. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
next.
that's it, man.
Is that it?
It's time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into Word on Road then. I want to be the one to say that. I don't want to. I feel like it's just 2 minutes. I can
Let
watch
me
it.
pull it up.
Thank
Let
you
me
very
pull it
much.
up.
It's the last one as well, so it's perfect. All right, so Demi Lovato, who I absolutely love her. I know like she gets controversial messages and stuff here and there, but I actually really like her. But anyways, right, there was this. So she recently got engaged. Congratulations to Demi. But basically, it's this post that was going viral, right? And it was allegedly of her ex-fiance. And the post says, it posts a picture of him and Demi kissing it. And it says,
Before you start, please, this breaking news.
no, don't say it. Is this someone that we know?
It's good
Yes,
news.
it's my word.
good
I
news.
was
It's
going to
good
say that
news.
word on road.
I see it.
I'm seeing Chucky.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well, no,
sorry.
congratulations to Chucky though.
Sorry.
Breaking news. No, it's fine.
What?
He's a host now on BBC for R&B show. R&B show.
Let's
Big
go.
up, big up.
Proper sick. I saw it not so long ago. So it says One Extra has announced Chucky as the brand new host of the station's flagship R&B show. His first show will be on Saturday, 24th of February, 2024. And congratulations to Chucky, man.
Sick.
That's lit.
Oh, that's
and obviously
so
he
lit.
replied. He said it's been a long time coming. All them sell-out dates they're doing up and down. Sick. Big up Chucky,
Big up,
man.
big up, man.
That's absolutely amazing.
Sorry, Esther.
That's all right. We need some light after the last few hours. But yeah, so basically, the post said, it had a picture of him kissing her, right? Obviously, a throwback picture when they were together and whatnot. And it says, I don't regret anything I did. I did everything for love, but unfortunately, I was prevented from talking to Demetria, which is Demi, especially prevented by you, tagged her current fiance. You're the reason she won't marry the love of her life, who has always been me. Now she will be unhappy for the rest of her life, and it's your fault.
What?
Anyway, love you forever. I Demi Lovato.
Is he
When
what?
I saw that, I said, excuse me, but it's not real, man.
Well, it's fake.
It's fake. I didn't know people did this. So basically, he's then come out to say that he's been impersonated.
Oh, it's
So-
a deep fake AI.
Yeah, something.
See?
So he says, I'm aware of the fake pages that were created to post fabricated and cruel messages about a truly joyful occasion in Demi's life, a moment that should only be celebrated. And then, yeah. He said that chapter of our shared lives was closed peacefully and privately a long time ago. Because when I read that, I was like, what the hell? But he went on to say, from the bottom of my heart, I truly wish them a lifetime of peace and happiness. Yeah.
Mad.
I know. That's such a crazy message to ever send somebody. But anyways, also Taraji, not used though, as in like the people them, Hollywood and that, they're about to make Taraji think about quitting acting, man. It's I hate to see it, it's sad. So basically, they're currently on a press run for The Colour Purple. I'm actually looking forward to see that. So it's got Fantasia, it's got Daniel, she was in Orange is the New Black. It's got Taraji, it's got Halle Bailey. It's got a lot of
As in a remake of that old...
Yeah.
I don't think you should touch it, man. It's not going to hit the same.
Also, what isn't that? Isn't that like just
really
black
good.
people being abused for 2 hours?
There's a big part for
Yeah.
it.
Oh, fantastic! I can't wait to see that again.
But you know what though?
Harpo.
This
Horrible man.
you say?
Harpo.
Oh.
No, it's Harpo the you or the...
I thought you were talking about Oprah when you said that.
You say that?
Oprah's married to Harpo, innit?
I'm not too sure.
What's Danny Glover's character called?
I can't remember. You know.
Well, I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know.
You haven't seen Colour Purple?
I hate when people do this. You're making a scene. No, I haven't. I haven't.
Yeah, but it's like, George, you probably wouldn't even enjoy watching it. It's like,
Because you know, sometimes some things
tough,
like
man.
some things I know are sad. I'm just like,
I remember back in the day, they never had the rules that they had now. So even the things that they're depicting
trigger
older
warnings.
times,
Yeah.
made at a time when you could even do what you want.
do it,
So
yeah,
it is raw.
raw cut.
It was raw and uncut. You get what I'm saying? It's tough, man. It's tough
I'm gonna watch
watch.
a new one though because I've got support people. And this
I think you
news,
should watch the old one first,
do you think?
and then watch the new one.
That's like double trauma though.
Or just
That's
watch
true.
something more like
Double homicide.
imaginative. Watch something like some like black sci-fi or some shit. Do you know what I mean? Watch
And then,
like
Is there black sci-fi? Is that a
what's that
category?
dope one?
That is a
Who
category.
Cloned Tyrone? You seen
Oh
that?
yeah, okay, yeah, that's
No, I
good.
haven't.
Fire.
Thought provoking.
Fire.
So am I watching that before or after the Colour
Sorry,
Purple?
sorry
So watch
to
the
bother
old
you.
one.
Sorry to bother you. Fire. I love all this
Sorry
abstract.
to bother you.
Sorry to bother you's one with Lakeith Stan.
Where he works in the call center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy as well.
Yeah, it's tripped out. It's tripped out.
It's
I want
weird,
those
yeah.
stories, man.
I'm
Personally.
gonna watch it. I'll add it to my list. But to be fair though, I know that it's sad and it's like black trauma and stuff like that. But one of the reasons why she's thinking about quitting is actually one of the reasons why we need to still support these things. So essentially, she's talking about money and how it is that people are paid in Hollywood and how she gets paid in Hollywood and whatnot. And she basically, so she's been on the press run for Colour Purple. They've been to like different places and whatnot. And this is actually the first time she's brought this up on this same press run. And I've got to wonder how much they paid her. Because obviously people are like, oh, maybe she should have brought this up
Paid her
after.
for the film.
Yeah, so she's saying that she's not earning what it is that she should be earning
For the film.
for
everything.
in Hollywood general.
In comparison to who?
In comparison to white white actors. So
In
she's
the
saying
film.
No, she's saying
No,
in
she's
Hollywood.
saying, in Hollywood there's an inequality.
There's inequality in the
Yeah,
pay,
there's pay
the
inequality
disparity
anyway.
in the pay.
Yeah. But in the film as well, she said basically, with this film, there's another interview where she's basically saying how she had to like renegotiate because what she was offered hasn't done that. So she did, I don't know if you remember that film, Proud Mary?
No.
So she did an action film called Proud Mary. Unfortunately, they didn't promo it.
Action.
I think it was action. Yeah, it was action.
Taraji
Yeah.
in her action movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But apparently the way the rollout, they didn't do, as in the marketing people didn't do what they should have done. Because really and truly, she did really well in it, that it should have really skyrocketed her career. So
Right.
she was basically saying how, that was in 2018. She's basically saying that she hasn't been paid more since that role. And that was in 2018. And she said she's been in the industry for like over 20 years. She said the math ain't mathing. And she said it's always like, she says every time she feels like she does something and she's about to break another glass ceiling, it feels like no, hold on. She said, let me give you a direct quote. It seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, essentially. She even talked about in another interview, talked about how when she did Empire and she was Cookie Lion, that was a role. Like that role, she killed it. Basically, that's how Monet got. That's how Mary J. Blige got Monet. Because apparently, I think I heard it was meant to be. No, it wasn't. No, it was meant to be Monique. Monique was never gonna do Cookie the way Taraji did it. But anyways, she said after doing Empire and doing Cookie and like her having just the noise around her because of that role, she said after she had to fire her entire team because she said they did nothing with it. She said she's paying these people. And she said they did nothing with it because Cookie, her fashion sense on the show was lit. She was like, there was no like fashion deals. There was nothing. They had absolutely nothing after she did Empire. And so she fired everybody, cleaned house because she said, okay, you're clearly not earning your keep and blah, 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 whatever. So she was basically saying how she's tired of hearing her sisters complain about the same thing over and over again in terms of the pay gap for black women in Hollywood. She says that people always say to her that she works a lot, but she was like, I have to because I'm not getting paid enough, so I have to kind of keep.
Did she say this on a podcast?
She
Did
did
she cry
as
about
well.
this on a podcast?
Yes, so it was
Yeah,
with
I've
Gail.
seen
They had an interview with Gail, her and other cast members,
yeah,
and
I've
then
seen
Gail
that.
kind of asked her. Gail just said, "Oh, I heard you. I'm hearing that you're trying to quit acting," and then that's when she actually got quiet and then had a kind of cried about it and
She
stuff
was
like
in
that.
Hidden Figures, yeah, man.
Yeah, but
That's the girls that work in the space room, innit?
yes,
That's a
that
good
was really
film.
good.
That's an incredible.
That's a really
film.
good
I was gonna say
So
she's
good.
She didn't
typecast,
get-
but that was a different kind of role
Yeah, it
for
was a
her,
different
isn't it?
That was,
role. And
yeah.
she was in Curious Case of Benjamin Button. She's in
Oh, she's the
Yeah.
mum. She's Benjamin's mum.
Karate Kid.
She didn't got 150K for that.
For Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
I mean,
Damn.
look, this, I
But
was,
she was saying as well, though. Sorry, she was saying as well that with that year, 50% goes off to tax and whatnot. Then she's got to pay her agent 30%. Then she's got to pay the other, if she's got like other employees, blah blah. So she was like, by the time she's done, the money comes nothing.
I will say that that's not uncommon for.
Didn't
actors
she win
generally.
Best Support? Did she win? Did she win something for Benjamin Button? Am I going crazy?
She might have, but it's not in her bank account.
Abbott Elementary as well. Yeah, shit.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know,
she's
we'd
a
have,
thinking
we'd have
mum,
to, we'd
Jenny's
have to know
mum.
the numbers, man. And
But
we'd have to know
yeah.
her outgoings because like acting is a horrendous career.
Yeah.
It really is, and like I've heard it from all across the board.
Yeah.
You know, actors not working. Like the mad thing about acting is you're employed and then you're just unemployed straight away.
Yeah, it's mad.
If you're on a roll, and she will be, I believe she will have got this. People offer you things, so like you can be like, oh, I'll do this, then I'll do this, then that's the dream of as an actor
yeah.
to know that you're gonna have a job after your next job.
Yeah.
But like, it is. But it's like I don't know, man. It's that seems wild that someone.
It's
as
tough. The
successful as
arts
her-
are always that way, though,
It
man. If you
is.
think about actors, musicians,
Yeah, creatives, everybody,
creators,
yeah.
artists, anybody in bands and stuff, we just know about the ones that made it through and that are successful.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand, there's a whole industry
people
of
that
like
don't, yeah.
hundreds of tens of thousands, millions of people
Yeah.
that are striving every day to get to this, but
Yeah.
they're not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're not there. They're not doing it. No one knows about them.
I feel for her, man.
That's tough
I
life.
feel for her because she was saying as well, like she was like the whole Empire thing. Because Empire, like she was the biggest character on that.
But how much is she earning off Empire?
I don't know how much she earned of that,
Because
but she was saying.
that seems insane to me. That
Do you know what it is? I think
minted
with the Empire one, it's not so. I don't know what she earned on that, but she was saying as well with her team and stuff, like her agents, they didn't capitalize on the fact that she was this popping character, and she was literally like she was popping at that time she did Empire, and then when she finished that, they just had nothing. Do you get what I mean? Like she should have come off that and gone to something else. Even the actor, the Proud Mary that I mentioned as well, that her team just weren't working for her essentially, and yeah,
that sucks. But
It
for
is,
Empire, I can't imagine. Like I literally know of actors who you don't even know their fucking names, and they're working in America, and they're earning like 30 grand an episode for a 26 episode season.
I hope she got that.
No,
but-
she'll be getting more than that.
Yeah, she
30,
did.
30 grand is
We've got some
Did you
figures
Google
here.
it?
Yeah. So Terrence Howard and Taraji, they got around 110 to 120 per episode, but renegotiated
episode.
to 225 to 250.
Sick.
How many episodes was she in?
She was in all the
Oh,
seasons. She was
Every
from
episode.
season one.
She was in every episode.
She's from season
How
one all
much
the
is
way to
that?
end.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
How much is
yeah.
this woman's outgoings?
Yeah, must be season.
Excuse me?
Must be crazy.
Sorry, that's not. We're not doing that. What?
I'm being dead.
So you're saying she should have done Empire and be quiet for the rest of her life? But she's
Sorry,
still an
no,
actress.
I need to
No, wait a minute.
I need to do this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The thing is, yeah, she's still an actress.
How many
No, wait.
episodes of Empire? No.
Okay, go on.
Episodes. I need to know how many episodes of Empire. I've never
Because
seen
her
it.
thing is not, like, yes, she got paid well for that role. However, she's still doing other jobs after that where she's not being paid well. That's her thing.
I hear it. I hear that. Yeah.
So she can't go ahead taking off poor pay because she's got the Empire millions chilling in the bank. No, I want
but-
my new pay to reflect the fact that I did Empire.
I am querying her being sad at the admittance that she has to keep working to survive. That's what I saw her get upset
Yeah,
about.
but okay, work it out, yeah, because 50% of that goes to the tax man.
Well, if you want to get really semantic about it.
No, I'm not getting
it's
that, but this is what she said.
Only 50% above.
This is what she said.
A certain point, but yeah.
This is what she said. She said that 50% goes to paying taxes.
You're telling me she's in
then
every
she's got to pay her
episode.
agents 30%.
How many seasons
And
is
it's not
this shit has
30%
there?
of
Too many.
what's left
Fair
of
them.
after tax.
Okay, so let's say there's 6 seasons, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say there's 6 seasons.
Yeah, there was too
and-
many seasons, to be honest.
Yeah.
More than it needs to do.
There's 20 seasons.
No, I said more seasons than it needed to do. You should've
Okay, all
wrapped that shit
right.
up.
Okay, so look. So let's say 6 seasons, 12 episodes. That's
Yeah.
72 episodes.
Okay.
72. And let's say she went up to 250.
Yeah.
So let's for the nice, let's say 175.
Yeah, let's average it
175
out.
per episode. She made 12,600,000.
Okay. And then let's say like for at least 5 million of that got taxed. So go do the math. Take it up. That's 5 million.
Hold on.
And then whatever we're left with, 30%. Actually, no, because the agent one.
Agent got 30% of that as well.
But she said it's of your gross. It's not even of your
6 times.
post
Wait, what was it again?
after tax.
6 times
That's
12.
all right. You got to 12 million. Yeah.
Quite long story
Take
short,
away
she's
5
definitely
for
500k.
7. Take away 5 for taxes on 7. 30% of the 7 million. Yeah, she's not a lot. She's got to keep working still.
She's got to keep working, man.
She's got
She's got to
bills
keep
and stuff.
working.
Okay.
She's got outgoings.
No, fair.
She's
You know
got
what?
to keep working.
Fair. I'm
She's
just
got
saying.
kids.
I'm just, listen. I think the argument for her would be, the amount of time and energy put into 12 seasons of Empire in comparison with someone can get 12 mil for a film.
Yeah.
So obviously she has aspirations to be of that, and she believes that she.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm with her.
hear
To be
it.
fair, I
Yeah.
hear it because Hidden Figures, that's a Hollywood smash. She's
That
incredible
is,
in that film. And
I wonder how much she got paid for that actually, because that's what her thing is. That I'm doing these things that are like every time I think I've hit a new level that's gonna open up a new level for me. When
But
I
it's
go
a
to
club.
when it comes to renegotiating, they pay me what like.
But it is
like
a-
I'm
but
all the way to
Can
the
I
bottom.
say something? And I don't know if this is bad or not, but I don't like. She does strike me as an actor. Obviously, she's going to earn money. She's worked. She's had big roles. She's going to be earning, so her career earnings will be decent. Taxes ain't nobody's business because I'm not counting her coffers. Cool. But she does strike me as the type of actor that's going to always have to be working. She's not really like a leading lady. She's not like killing Hollywood like that. Like she's a good actor. She's all right, especially in the black community and black films stuff like that. But she's not like.
But
that
I think,
girl.
but
also, not like
but
150K.
but this is what I mean about.
Because she said she's been in. Sorry, babe. She's been in the industry for over 20 years. She's saying. So she's saying like, bro, my money. Because let me use Viola Davis because basically, with what she's saying as well, people are like, this is what
like a
Monique.
top girl almost, no?
Viola is not.
What?
I would tell you what Viola said. Wait for it. So
What does
basically,
Viola say? No,
Wait,
don't.
Viola
wait.
must earn good money, no?
Yeah,
She's a top
bro.
girl. I thought she was a top girl.
Oscar winner.
Wait for it. So obviously this is what Monique was talking about years ago, innit? And people were making jokes and making memes and whatnot. Maybe because she was telling girls to stop wearing bonnets to the airport. You know, Monique, you got ma'am, auntie, if you stay on the same port. But anyways, so obviously Monique was talking about this, and just people are saying that people should have kind of supported Monique when she was talking about the pay inequality, blah, blah, blah. Viola Davis as well has said in an interview that people basically say to her, like, oh, like she's done this, she's done that, she's done this, read her accolades to her, whatnot. She's like, yeah, thank you. But she said she is not getting, and she says how, if we're going to look at it properly, she is like a black Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
And people say that to her.
Yeah.
She is not getting Meryl Streep notoriety nor the money. This is what Viola Davis said.
But is that...
So do you get what I mean? So that's, and this is what...
that's
this
crazy.
Is what
It says her net worth's 25 mil, to be
That's
fair.
what I'm saying. And this is
Scarlett
what the
Johansson's
issue
getting
is.
that for one Marvel film.
And
bro.
that's what they're saying. So that's what the black women are saying is that you're saying this, and that, but however, the pay we're getting is not reflecting what it is, the notoriety you're saying we have.
And that's where his like shock comes from because he's assuming
That Viola Davis is getting that. No,
yeah,
Viola Davis said, people will call her and be like, oh my gosh, you're the black Meryl Streep. And she's like, thank you, but my bank account's not reflecting that. That, you know, when I'm going to the rooms and the opportunities in the work, she said the opportunities I'm given is not reflecting that. Because again, Hollywood is white.
Well, that's what I was about to say. A lot of these things comes down to, I guess, it's a game, isn't it? So you're going, I won't do this unless you pay me this.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because there are gatekeepers that it's not within their interests necessarily to be filling the pockets of people like Viola Davis, that's the biggest issue. Which is why I think there should be another thing with Taraji. When you say about the roles, what I found is in my experience of acting is that I lived with an actor for about 1.5 years while I was doing bits of acting, and this guy was just like a white guy, like a white man, quite good looking, and he got so many auditions, as in not as in like he got the parts, as in the opportunity to get the parts, because there's like 100 different fucking ideas for being written constantly for that look. Do you know what I mean? Whereas as a mixed race boy, especially since I've grown my locks and shit like that, there's only so many things that people envision you in this part. Do you know what I'm saying? So with Taraji, it's like Hidden Figures, yeah, great. There was some black women in NASA, cool. How many stories like that are there? That's why I'm talking about, I'm more interested in imagined stories by black writers rather than constantly referring to history. Create some new fucking stories and then show people that it sells.
Is Taraji in The Help as well?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She is, yeah.
So it's just like, so, and also the other thing about an actor, which is why I love writing, I want to write scripts, is because you're powerless.
Yeah.
So Taraji's there, and unless someone has written Colour Purple
Something- this is
reboot
it.
or fucking whatever, there's nothing she can do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And that's sad. But yeah, you got a point actually, because if we create our own stories and create all these things,
And importantly, go and see it. Go and see it as an
Yes.
audience. We have to go and watch that shit. We have to monetize that shit.
But you know what? That's what that was the conversation that was happening when the Woman King were doing their press run, because they were saying how Ava, I believe it is, she was saying how black writers that is a lot, is so much struggle and so much hurdles to get even the idea heard, then to get people to come on, like to get it.
The Woman King was
commission
another
and stuff like that.
historical thing.
But that's the thing. But she said it took a long time for that to be what's the word? Is it commissioned?
Yeah.
Yes, for that to be commissioned and whatnot. But she was then saying that the issue is that when they then put it in the box office and people don't go, or it doesn't make them the money back and whatnot, what happens is that they're like, oh, see, this is why we don't invest in you guys' films.
I know.
And then they move on.
But the people have
so
got
that's
to
why
be
we need to
risking
support.
it. I know. Listen, I get it, but they
It's
did.
tricky,
They said
man.
that with Get Out, and look what happened.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He had to find his route through horror because he knows that horror's always going to sell.
Yeah.
But then people went there, and obviously that shit's revolutionary. But
It's sad, man.
the other thing I was going to say about that too is it's a tricky game, Hollywood, because it's exploitative. Like the entertainment industry, full stop, is a system of exploitation, and getting around that is so hard.
She was in what's that thing called?
Oh yeah, she
This
does
is
that jokes.
She was in The
who
Help.
Mark
She-
thinks
she was in The
is
Help.
Viola Davis.
No, it's not. I know who Viola Davis is. I asked if Taraji was in The Help.
Sorry, Taraji.
Taraji was in The Help though.
But I know who
No,
Taraji is.
Was she not?
But
Apparently not.
Terrence Howard, for example, I've heard this. Is
I remember her.
Brent is fucking dumb, you know. No one's not even listening to what this guy's trying to do.
She did that film where she ran that horror film, innit? Mama.
Yeah, Mama, that's it.
That's the bit.
I ain't watched that yet. Is it
I
any
watched
good?
it.
No.
Okay. Well,
No, but there's
we're
a bit at the
telling
end
you
where
to
she runs
support.
the people over. It looks jokes. But
She said no.
But nah. What I was gonna say is like Terrence Howard. Apparently, he was because he was in Iron Man, isn't it?
Oh, was he?
He was right.
Yeah, he was War Machine.
He was War Machine
before
in
Don
Iron Man.
Cheadle.
And
it?
Iron
Was
Man 1. This is the other part. This is
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
thing
yeah.
of the game. This is the other thing about the rules of the game.
Yeah.
He did that. So he was War Machine. They go, Iron Man 2. This is the start of Marvel. Remember, Iron Man was the start of Marvel.
was
Iron Man
crazy.
1,
Somebody
right?
improved it.
He gets to
Crazy.
Iron Man 2 and he goes, pay me my fucking money. And they go, we're not paying you your money. It's like,
get
cool,
another
then
one.
get another War Machine. Don
Yeah.
Cheadle comes in. I don't even want to know how much money Don Cheadle's made.
Yeah,
Don
but
Cheadle
by,
is still in Marvel.
by,
He's not even...
by Infinity War, no one even remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, if Terrence Howard had...
And that's the problem.
But I'm
They had
saying,
him doing
if he
Lucius
had
Lyon.
parked this shit, if he had parked this, like, again, actually annoying because I believe that he should ask for that. This is what's so tough.
Yeah.
But that's what you get. Is you go, it's like craps in a bucket shit, isn't it? It's like, all right, cool, we'll just get another one of you.
And that's what she was like.
And
her
Don
thing
Cheadle's
is-
a rubbish War Machine. I'll be honest with you. Terrence Howard was a sick War Machine still.
I had to rewatch that, you know.
Yeah, no, it's War
It's so
Machine.
sad because that's the thing, because they could just go to somebody else, but then I don't know, man. It sounds tricky, but I'll be honest with you. I reckon she's gonna quit because it doesn't bring her, like, I feel like all the political side of it, it just sucks the joy out of it for her. Because I even watched an old interview when she was on Breakfast Club, and she was talking about going to Bali for like a month solo and just living
Find
there
herself.
and just the peace that she felt, and like when it was time for her to come back, she didn't want to come back.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can promise her.
Yeah.
If she takes that 7 million after tax and goes to Bali, she'll live like a queen for the rest of her life.
Did I hear you? Her son is in America.
Bring the sun.
It's sad, man, but love to her, man. Love and light. The last thing I've got to talk about today, it's alleged. Because the other day I was telling you about when people make stuff up on TikTok. When I was talking about Burna Boy allegedly, Burna Boy did buy her that car, but allegedly bought her the car and what, blah, blah, and what, blah, blah. This is to do with the whole Diddy situation and Cassie, and TD Jakes has played a feature. He's clearly
Jakes.
TD Jakes.
TD Jakes.
Who's that?
He's a priest.
He's not a priest.
Reverend.
Pastor.
You see.
Same thing, man.
Just because I'm trying to be
Televangelist.
He's a tele. That's exactly what he is. He's a televangelist. So he kind of plays in this thing, but anyway, this is.
He used to be the truth.
Allegedly. Listen to how truthful he is.
Wow.
We better show you.
Anything, this is allegedly. Ain't nobody gonna catch me slipping, okay? Okay. So allegedly, Cassie has turned over evidence to the feds. Yes, to the feds. She has turned over videotapes, a USB drive, and Kim Porter's burner phone. Now, there is also an alleged email out saying a plethora of other things that include TD Jakes with Diddy. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. I'm not finna say nothing else.
As here, yo, bro, Cassie has turned over substantial amounts of evidence to the feds. I'm told that after Cassie had a long conversation with Blank, I have to protect this person. They're going through a lot right now. And her lawyers, she finally was convinced to give up the videotapes and audio recordings that contain footage of S parties and other private gatherings that feature some pretty powerful and prominent people. And get this, she even gave up a burner phone and USBs that belong to Kim Porter with incriminating evidence against Diddy. I'm told that there are a slew of artists, politicians, and entertainers that are about to be exposed and arrested for HT. And I'm paraphrasing there, okay? HT.
Human trafficking.
Okay.
I'm told that Cassie's husband played a significant role in getting Cassie to turn over the evidence. It's to my understanding that Cassie felt that by exposing the truth, it would also make her look like a filthy Moor, and I'm paraphrasing there, because some of the videos she turned in, it shows her getting number one, okay, guys? I'm paraphrasing again, and committing more disgusting acts that she was forced to do. I'm also told that multiple male escorts corroborated the fact that TD Jakes have slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad. And they refer to him as being a power bottom.
Keep playing it. When you're dead, pause it.
I wouldn't have expected that.
TD Jakes.
It's also been said that a young male has acquired a...
There's a full circle moment. We was talking about
What were we talking about?
homosexuality in the church and people doing certain
But I'm
things.
confused.
Persecuting
because the
people,
word
but
of
then
God-
behind closed doors doing the said things.
Yeah, right.
Do you see?
Allegedly.
You should move over to the Catholics, man.
We'll be at home. Bottomed up.
lawyer to represent
With the light in
him
the
as
back.
he is set to sue Jakes for an incident that took place when he was just years old. It's been said that the young man was forced to perform sloppy toppy, and I'm paraphrasing here, guys. You can actually put two and two together to understand what I'm trying to say.
Put two and two
It's
together
been
for
said
sloppy
that
toppy.
his family-
Man said put two and
Man described.
Man
with the
described.
act
What's he talking about?
and said, "Use your imagination." I don't have to,
It's for the
Larry.
whites. It's for the whites.
of the Potter's house, but left the church in 2015. According to multiple church insiders, the parents were paid off to keep quiet. The guy's a grown man now and is seeking his own justice.
He's
It's
like a
been
waste
said
of
that
time
the young man
next to him like
doesn't even deal with his parents even to this day because they took hush money. According to Pastor Blank, and I have to protect this pastor, Bishop Jakes is about to get railroaded and all of his dirt will be exposed. That's why the bishop has quietly lawyered up. He sees his fall from grace coming.
Just don't look good for nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. Hollywood is being turned upside down. Jeffrey Epstein's list is going to come out. If this is actually true, this list is going to come out. And we already know TD Jakes is caught up with the other shit, allegedly being the person that is messing with Christian Keys. Everybody's saying it's either allegedly TD Jakes or allegedly Tyler Perry. It's either one of them. But, oh my God, if this is true,
Tyler Perry, bro.
buckle up. Because
yeah.
next year,
What is
2024,
that
y'all
advocate
better
who
get y'all
was talking
bingo
about?
cards.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Brent. Yeah, remember the other day I was reporting about Christian Keys, that actor, him saying that someone sexually harassed and... So I should have done trigger warning on this, sorry. But sexually harassed him and assaulted him in Hollywood because he was trying to pitch his show to them and whatnot. Grabbing his penis multiple times and whatnot. You're so childish. But
Got two dicks, bro.
so yeah, so obviously people were speculating that it's Tyler Perry and whatnot. But then it's so funny because, well, it's not funny. But back then when the people were speculating that was Tyler Perry, they had a video of when Tyler Perry went to TD Jakes' church and donated 1 million because apparently the spirit told him to donate 1 million. And then he tried to pray for TD Jakes and then laid his hand on TD Jakes. TD Jakes out here falling backwards and shit. Should have let him fall. But anyways, right? That's apparently what's going on in the streets. Obviously, there's no word about any of this online because it's just from a TikTok. But if anything does come up, I will be here to let you lot know what it is that comes up. But yeah, and obviously people again are bringing up. Remember when Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy? People brought up this psychic who predicted all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the woman also said that Kim had a burner phone. She predicted that Kim had a burner phone that's in some kind of safe, whatever. And there were conversations about Cassie and Kim speaking anyway. But
who would have thought knew Cassie was so loose? I didn't know she was.
Remember, she was forced to be loose. She was trafficked. No, we're not doing this. We're not. Of all the things we're not doing today, we're not doing that.
No, obviously you could be manipulated and forced to do things, or whatever. But there's got to be something that's in you. There's some things that people like are just not going to.
No, but her story though, Cassie's story is that she was forced to be a prostitute. So we don't know. We can't speak to what her personal sexual life is. But in terms of everything that was being recorded, that might come out in footage and whatever, it's all to do with all the times that she was drugged and forced to do these things.
No, I hear that, and again, there's definitely. Well, if you're saying she was drugged, that's different.
That's what she said, that he had to drug.
No, there's definitely manipulation involved in stuff. But if any man that has dealings with gal, you know, there's certain types of people in it, and there's certain type of gal that I couldn't walk into a room and make her slam my brethren. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what. I do. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so even if it had to be coaxed out of you, manipulated, coerced, whatever. Well, yeah, there's certain gal that I know can't do that. There's certain gal that I know would be on that. But what if? And then they might be on that, and then after the fact turn around and then tell people that I done whatever. All I'm saying is that some people are not on certain things. That's facts. Some people it's just not happening. You'd have to go and find a different prey because you're just not going to get there.
What if it was under the threat of violence?
And that's what Cassie's was, because he was beating her. He was allegedly beating her at the same time.
What if that was your only option? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I heard that. If that's the case, then
that's what she's alleging.
Be the case.
That's her case. Like that she was being abused. And part of that abuse was that as well.
Yeah,
and her friends.
And there's definitely abuse.
Witness to
there's definitely abuse taking place there. There's definitely coercion, manipulation, all these stuff. But it'll be mixed in. Some of the stuff was essentially consensual. Like it would be a mix and blend of it.
How do you mean mix? Why would something that be consensual?
Because that's their lifestyle. That's what they're doing. There's certain times when she's going along with it, like she's doing it.
I think it's hard to like. I think for especially for men, it's difficult for us to understand what it's like to engage in an activity when you might die. Like you know what I mean? Like even in consensual sex, bro. Like women have to accept the reality that
even if for less, even when you're not under the threat of dying, people can be coerced to do things that they don't want to do because, again, of the situation that they find themselves in, or they feel uncomfortable, or they feel like, there's coercion that happens in situations.
I hear what you're saying in terms of like, how do you get a woman who's doesn't think like that into those scenarios? And I'm assuming that like it's the first part is always a mistake, and then you're stuck in this controlling, abusive environment. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
But I think even with that, like when it comes to sexual abuse and stuff like that, and women being coerced and stuff like that, like there's no causation with what her personality is like or what her personal interests and stuff is like. It's not related a lot of the times at all. So a woman can be doing things, say for the things that Cassie was talking about, and that doesn't necessarily mean that she has to be someone who's sexually liberated or anything like that. Like, there's no link to be studied, essentially.
Well, we're even talking about how, allegedly, this particular guy who had been parading as a particular thing for the longest while in the church is doing this particular thing behind the scenes. What's on the surface is never really exactly what it is. So she could be presenting herself to you as somebody who wouldn't be subjected to a power dynamic that could get her to start here where there is no sort of semi-demi involved. And then her lifestyle is set now, right? We don't know what type of psychological manipulation that he has going on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's the thing.
Is it so would it be like there's some girls who like just wouldn't even engage in a relationship in the first place?
I guess so. Some girls you're not pissing on.
That's R. Kelly.
And again, what I'm trying to say is,
That's R. Kelly.
I'm not trying to excuse nobody's behavior or nothing like that, because there will be definitely like I'm saying, obviously it's not even to assume, but there will be a mix. There were some things that you was coerced, forced into, whether it be drugged, threatened, whatever. There would have been some things that you done willingly
to please who?
Yeah, but some people ain't doing nothing to please nobody.
I hear what you're saying. I
think once she's in a relationship, it's difficult to separate
the
two.
Yeah, it becomes
once she's with him.
There's some gal. I'm sorry, and I hear you, but there's just some gal you're just not pissing on, rude boy.
That wasn't P Diddy though.
I don't understand what man's talking about.
Wait. I hear what you're saying.
Wait, did he piss on some people as well, P Diddy? Are we talking about P Diddy? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we were talking about Cassie. What are you talking about?
He's talking about Cassie.
Because you're bringing up other women.
Also, he just said in the video, there's a video of Cassie getting pissed on.
Oh, right.
He just said that. So he said he's doing number one on her.
So that's what. Oh, look at you. You're. Because I was sat here trying to figure out what number one is, and you heard that. You just what they're talking about.
Well, look at you. You weren't a kid. You don't. Nobody don't know what number one and number two is.
Oh yeah.
Are you so childish or something?
No, we're sanctified.
If someone's gonna, bruh, like if somene's actually threatening to beat your ass.
You know what? I don't even like this conversation because I don't like the start of talking.
No, but do you?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, and I'm not allowed to just say sometimes. So you know what? Let's just move on.
No, you can say.
I'm trying to clear up for you, to be honest.
No,
I don't need it clear now. I said what I said. We can just move on. I don't care.
You can say whatever you want to say, but sometimes I just be trying to do what Brent is doing for you.
Yeah,
I'll be doing that from a female point. Because the way it's because I hear, I know you're thinking, but how it's translating ain't what you think it is.
And I also feel as though you're coming at it real blunt, like that was the first initial. Hi, what's your name? My name's such and such. Can I do this and next? It wasn't like this. It was a gradual. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's an ease into.
Again, I'm not condoning nobody's behaviour. Because I definitely believe there's abuse in there. Like I said, abuse, coercion, whatnot. But I'm just saying there's like people, even when people know their victims and their types and the people that they're going for. So I'm just saying it just takes a certain type to do certain things regardless. Unless you're telling me that she was just under the thumb and getting battered and bruised the whole time. But clearly that wasn't the case because she was walking around fine, innit? Like you would.
No, he was hiding her until she got healed and then put her back out in the world.
Oh, is that what he done?
Yeah, he was putting her away.
You can't believe everything that you're bloody seeing. He definitely wouldn't parade her if it is that.
He would beat her up, and then when she had black eye, when she was bruised and stuff visibly, he would get her to be in a house or like a holiday somewhere wait until she was recovered and healed. Then crazy. She could go red carpets again, allegedly.
Well, you know what? I know what I mean.
How long were they together for?
Years, you know.
Yeah.
And from what age was she?
She was younger. She was like 18 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Very impressionable at that time.
I haven't actually even read all the details of this thing, you know.
Yeah, it's mad. I read the court documents.
Is he's gonna? I heard that 50 Cent is doing a
documentary. Yeah, he is.
I want to see that,
bro.
It's gonna be good.
And apparently he's got like old employees
Surviving
of Diddy and stuff.
He must be.
He needs to put that behind the paywall because I'll buy that.
I don't think he put it behind the paywall. I think even everybody see it.
No, he wants everyone to see it.
He said that the proceeds of it's going to go to charity.
Yeah, to domestic violence survivors.
Yeah, 50 coming with the old maturity.
Yeah. But he knows what he's doing though. He's not mature. He knows what he's doing.
He must have.
He's capitalizing
he
on
had to have SRB checked whatever the fuck. He must have done his due diligence himself.
Because you know what it is
telling me
as
that
well.
guy's got through his career squeaky clean.
No, but you know what it is as well. My thing is, 50. If you're gonna do all of this, you better let nothing ever come out.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's always my thing. Because when you think about, because people have always said stuff about Diddy and whatnot, and then but people don't pipe up and say stuff. Maybe because they know what's in their closet. So if you're gonna be the one who's creating documentaries and stuff like that,
people's lives up.
That's the thing. If you're gonna be doing documentaries and all that kind of stuff. You better make sure in 20 years' time no one's doing a surviving 50. What's the comment? I think this is why abuse can prevail. The image of an abused woman isn't correct because an abused woman can be anyone. Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm. So even you might see someone that you think is so confident and so stand up for their own truth in real life and and then you find out behind closed doors they're a victim of domestic violence. There's no poster for what an ideal victim looks like. Yeah, you just don't know.
But I'm pretty sure, I would like to think that a lot of the viewers know, especially what we do on the show, that we take the opinions of people outside of this room and bring it here so that we can have the wider conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we did a whole TikTok.
This
wasn't going to come from my mouth.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Max did.
It's exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
What did I do? Sorry?
It's provoking conversation.
Provoking conversation, man.
Anyways, provoked. Let's get into people's guests.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal. Well, I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. There ain't much to talk about today. There is some pressure on Rishi Sunak to meet one of his pledges. Remember, at the top of the year, he gave like 5 pledges, and one of them was to reduce borrowing. And basically, it's turned out that in the financial year from April up to last month, borrowing grew to 116.4 billion. So apparently, I've got 2 different records from this. So according to Sky News, they're saying that that's the second highest since records began in 1993. According to the BBC, they're saying it's the 4th highest. Regardless, it's very high. You know what I'm saying? And it's not really acceptable. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the overall public sector debt, they're saying it's pretty much about 2.6 trillion pounds at the end of November. This meant that the debt as a proportion of GDP is up 1.8 percentage points on a year earlier. So, so it's crazy. Long story short. Just wanted to also say inflation, man. So the financial markets and a lot of the economists out there are basically talking about potentially Bank of England and other, like the Treasury and whatnot, reducing interest rates, right? Because of the pace at which inflation's kind of dropped. So people are kind of predicting that inflation would drop from 4.6% last month to 4.4%. In fact, it's actually dropped down to 3.9%. So again, the Bank of England's target was 2%. I believe the government's was 3%. So yeah, man, they've done what's necessary, man. At the end of the day, it's working. We may not have liked, obviously, that interest rates were pushed up consecutively every single month. You know what I'm saying? It has stopped. They have stopped increasing it since August, I believe. That was the last time it was increased. But still, it's bringing inflation down. So yeah, according to the ONS, inflation stood at an annual rate of 3.9% last month. And they're saying pretty much this is down to price increases slowing down in transport, recreation, culture, and food, pretty much. So yeah, that's brought everything down. And the last thing I wanted to mention is, I feel like I definitely mentioned this woman before, like maybe the top of the year as well. And this is about the Angolan, billionaire. So she is Africa's richest woman. Pardon me.
Okay, girl.
Yeah. Well, let me get to it. So her name is Isabel dos Santos, right? And she's the daughter of a former president.
Okay.
Yes.
In an African country?
Yeah, Angolan. Yeah, the Angolan president.
Yeah, when Africans have wealth, I have to question it. But yeah.
She's being sued by telecoms firm Unitel, right? So the Angolan company is seeking damages of 580 million, right?
Angolan money?
No, sorry, pounds. 580 million pounds, right? And they're saying this is because of financial decisions that were taken by this lady, during her time as the director of the firm. Long story short, it's all about corruption and her influence to enrich herself using Angola's money, and things that obviously everyone in her position denies. Long story short. Anyway, that's pretty much the gist of the story, and those assets have been frozen, so she doesn't have access to those. 580 million. Bear in mind, her father was in power for like 30 years, So this is obviously, we know what this is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's why I said, because rich people go through things, because how on earth do you have 580 million that you owe somebody? Mm-hmm. What?
What's that?
How do you sleep?
How much she owe?
580 million.
To who?
Pounds.
Well, she's been sued by that much, and so they've frozen those assets. She's a billionaire. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but she like
still got 500 million left.
No, but I was gonna say though, is she like a billionaire where it's like my net worth, but what's in her bank account? Is her bank account reflect she's a billionaire, or is it just her worth that's meant to be billionaire?
But bank accounts don't really mean shit when you're a billionaire.
All money is relative. I don't give a shit how much money you got. 500 billion hurts.
Yeah.
It's tough to take. 580 billion. I mean, million. That's pain.
And it affects her basically everywhere she goes, because basically she just relocated to London. So she's here, chilling with us, right?
With inflation as well.
This is since 2020 she's been here, yeah. And this particular company, Unitel, so it's a telephone company, they've asked London's high courts to basically grant a worldwide freezing order over her assets. Yeah.
Worldwide.
Sorry, I missed that. I'm so sorry, I missed the first. Why are they doing this?
So this is they're saying that they're seeking damages. Yeah.
Oh, damages.
They're seeking damages, yeah. Arising from financial decisions that she made when she was the director of that particular
Wow.
company.
She cost them money and they want the money back.
Yeah.
She cost their money, innit?
Is that a legitimate thing within business that you can do that?
Well, I believe they're pretty much saying. I think
Like,
a lot of this comes down to like her using her position because she was the daughter of the former president to basically take money that should have gone to better things in Angola for herself.
yo, take the money. Get that money back off her.
Right.
What? For real?
Yep. Obviously, she's denied it all, but yeah.
So when they freeze your assets, you can't just go to the cash point.
Nah.
What am I supposed to do for money?
No, but there's ways around frozen assets, I'm sure.
There has to be, because what am I supposed to eat? How am I going to do my food shopping?
I mean, her lawyers will pretty
Yeah,
much
but there's
make
just
that
when
possible.
you have that much money, it's just a different world. It's a different like.
She's probably got offshore accounts and all that, so
Yeah,
you just start
it's different.
you start using your covert money.
Yeah,
and
right.
And playing, you get me? But all the legit money that's in that system, if they froze it, it's frozen. Like,
I think like I know. I
take
know I
loans.
should-
You got to borrow money from people and thing.
That's all. Still, man, you're good for it. But you're not, because you're in court.
But she should be able to do that though as a billionaire. She must have bread. She must be able to say to someone like, "Give me 10 million." Like, I'm good for it.
Yeah,
like, even if I lose this case, like
But
I got it.
Wealth you can have wealth and just it can go like that.
Yeah.
Just-
If she goes prison
Nah,
and
not
stuff.
like that. Not that kind of wealth, man.
But if they're freezing your assets, where's the wealth coming from?
No, I hear it, but like even all right. So like, this is why I know I need to have more compassion for people. Like, but with extortionate amounts of money, I struggle a little bit because let's say she has $1 billion, right? 580 million she's being sued for, so she has 420, right? Yeah. If you have 420 million in an account,
Yeah.
the interest you gain off of that being in the account is more of a yearly wage than like 1% of the top 1% of this country.
Yep.
You'll be earning about £220,000 a year for just having money.
Having that, yeah.
Do you know how mad that is?
That's gold.
Like, so that's why I feel like it would be stressful for her for a bit. And also,
But she'll be alright, innit?
yeah,
Oh,
maybe,
you feel right?
maybe. But I know it is peak if I don't know. To be honest, I actually don't understand any of that shit. It's just like it just scares me. What once you got money, the speed at which you can earn more just freaks me out.
But yeah, man, it's not looking good for her. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
All right. Let's do our last headlines for today.
Just looking at these like numbers next to the thing, guys.
That already gone bad. Don't worry about it, man. Let's just ride it till the wheels fall off, baby.
All right, so our last headline, trigger warning here, and an Oklahoma judge has exonerated a man who was in prison for almost half a century.
Whoa.
Yep, for
What's the
1974.
what's the compensation like on that?
Who knows, man?
That money that
No, what
Angolan
for
woman has,
an innocent man?
Yeah.
you got to give me
For murder,
millions and millions
1974, you
and
know.
millions and millions. Sorry, you got to make me the top 1% of this country. I might get
It's
some measly
crazy.
little $60,000 and nope. Is it in this country or America?
No, America.
Obviously, it's in America.
Yeah.
And what is it? Is there a race element to this? Is the man black, manager?
Oh, yeah, he's black.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, most definitely. So Glynn Simmons, he's 70 years old. He was freed in July when a judge ordered a new
A
trial.
liquor store. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. But county district attorney said on Monday that there was not enough evidence to warrant one, right? So in the order on Tuesday, Oklahoma County District Judge Amy Palumbo declared Mr. Simmons innocent. She said that this court finds by clear and convincing evidence that the offense for which Mr. Simmons was convicted, sentenced, and imprisoned was not committed by Mr. Simmons. It's a lesson in resilience and tenacity. Can you imagine?
Are you sick?
Well, this is what he said to the reporters. Obviously, after he came out, he said, "Don't let nobody tell you that it can't happen because it really can." 48 years.
That's what the person that was jailed said.
Yeah. You know, whenever
And
they
this is a
come
lesson.
out,
Wait, this
a
is
lot
a
of
lesson
them,
of resilience.
Yeah.
But I think they got to say that because I'm going to sue your
Exactly.
ass. Like, you got to do the
Exactly.
Jada. We suing. Kind of vibe. Fuck that.
So, yeah, man.
Resilience.
He served 48 years, 1 month, and 18 days in prison for the murder of Carolyn Sue Rogers during a liquor store robbery in an Oklahoma City suburb. That makes him the longest serving inmate to be cleared.
Did he rob the store though?
Murder.
No, but because it was murder in a robbery. So was it that
the
he
murder
robbed
of
the store?
Carolyn Sue Rogers during a liquor store robbery.
So he was part of the robbers.
I'm not too sure.
I doubt you. He probably
Because I mean, I was trying to
probably wasn't even
ascertain.
there.
Yeah,
I was trying to ascertain whether he was a robber, but he's not the one who shot her, and so that's why it's wrong imprisonment. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Well, probably not anyway.
I bet he was in a different fucking state.
Probably, yeah. Because back then, all they had to do was that man, and then that was it.
He was 22 years old,
Really?
22.
So he's
And they were
70
going to
something
get,
now.
and it says here they were going to get
60
death
something.
penalty.
Yeah, they were going to get the death penalty, yeah. But they reduced it
Shit.
to life in prison.
Reduced.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's not worse for you,
Just saying. Reduced, not increased.
Where? This next headline, yeah.
That's not worse for you.
Trigger warning, yeah. Oh, man.
Mate, I'm so saying about the news, man. I said this to Brent last time. The shit's too chaotic.
Yeah. That's why we make funny jokes throughout the show.
Yeah.
Lie in the mood a little bit.
It's all for entertainment, guys.
Bro.
So,
This shit is depressing. All right, let's have it.
Remember,
Last one
we've
for
spoken
today.
about cliffs and things of that nature,
Oh,
right? Cool.
gosh.
So police have arrested the partner of a woman who plunged 100 feet to her death after they found signs of a serious argument at the clifftop sunset spot where they were meant to be celebrating their proposal. So yes,
They did this before they even got married.
Yeah, proposing. He was apparently. No, I'm gonna get to it. So Yasim Demir was on holiday with her boyfriend. Let me just call him Mr. Gersu, in the northwest of Turkey, where they went for a picnic the day after he proposed to her. She plummeted 104 feet and reportedly survived the plunge on the night of July the 6th, but died of her injuries in the early hours of the next day, despite medics who her fiance had called attempted to revive her for 45 minutes. He was speaking to the local media at the time, and he said that we chose the cliffs to have a romantic memory after the proposal. We drank some alcohol. Everything happened at once. She lost her balance and fell down. He has now been arrested after her family filed a criminal complaint, right, claiming that the pair had a fight after she rejected his proposal.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. And that her engagement ring was actually found in his pocket instead of on her finger.
Oh yeah, he pushed her.
See, when I say misogyny, people start shaking your boots. But again, this whole thing about a woman rejecting you, now you think that she should be down a cliff.
Bruh.
Is
So
that
this guy,
misogyny?
Yeah, because you don't, because you feel like women, no, it is.
I mean,
No, it
that's
is.
the way he was like, yeah.
It is. 100% is.
But
I don't want to explain it, but it's
this
my word
guy,
for it.
this guy, 42 years
the
old.
parameters of misogyny are too far. So it's like, so
If a woman
like
rejects
talking
you,
down on a woman and kicking them off cliff is all the same thing.
yeah, because it comes from the same spirit. It's all the trouble that's in there. It's all the same. It's all the same trouble. If you're rejected by a woman and you think that because of that she should not get to move on with any other man, and you want to hurt her, it speaks to how it comes down to how it is that you see women. You think women are objects, and you think that they are to be possessed and they're to be owned. And so here we are.
Okay.
The opposite is misandry, obviously.
Yeah, misandry is the opposite. But is it because it's in the context of a relationship? Just because obviously kicking people off cliffs isn't specific to men on women.
No, I'm just talking about this one case, not in general.
So it's because it's a romantic thing, like a man.
Yeah, yes,
like
I'm talking about because she rejected his she rejected his proposal, and then he went forth and kicked her down a cliff after because of again that rejection made him feel whatever it was that it would have made him feel.
Yeah, man.
That's basically what I'm talking about.
I hear it. I know. I listen. I do believe that there's some roots in it, but I think like the concept of a man losing his mind because something's out of his control, I don't think is specific necessarily to women. Like men will get rejected by other men, or feel disbanded by other men and kill each other over it. Like they were disrespected by another man,
that's fair.
another man over it. But
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. According to the story anyway, he took his girlfriend to the cliff top with a picnic basket and music box, as well as alcohol to celebrate after she accepted his proposal earlier in their holiday. This
He's a
according to his
killer.
story, yeah.
Because he had the music so no one would hear her scream.
Boy.
no, I think
He
it was
took-
in a moment. Surely, nah.
That's what I'm...
He's
Right.
envisioned
But didn't
everything
this
in
happen
his
the day
head.
after he said they got engaged? Actually,
Yeah.
but he's lying though.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah,
So
sorry,
we,
yeah, he's
exactly,
lying, I forgot.
yeah. Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. He's been arrested.
Okay.
Right? So he told cops that they had been happily drinking when he went to the car to get more supplies, right? Maybe more alcohol, more fun, whatever.
Down a cliff.
He said that he then heard a scream and then discovered, to his horror, that she had vanished, accidentally falling off of the cliff.
Killers
right?
always add like extra things unless you know they're lying. Talking about to my
This
surprise.
might be the report.
To my
Embellishing it.
surprise.
You
Who
just
knows?
gotta have a better story than this, though.
But
We was drinking and I went to the car to get more drink and then
To my horror,
and then
I hear a scream.
I hear her scream
But
and
remember,
she's gone.
things
Like, stop the
happen,
foolishness. What? That's foolishness. He needs a better story than that. At the end of the day.
Anyway, sorry, carry on. Is that in the story?
No, wait. So the woman's family's complained that she had been planning to break up with him and would not have accepted the proposal. They added that she was terrified of heights and wouldn't have been willing, wouldn't have willingly been close enough to the edge of a cliff to even fall off accidentally.
I would have said she killed herself. She was suicidal, psychological. I tried to talk her out of it. She wouldn't have it. She jumped. Then it's my word against a dead bitch. What are they going to do?
I will say though, that
that's a general description. It's not of this case. Sorry, because
you could argue that this is further proof of why women consent to things.
No, literally, case in point.
Because this is a person who she's in a relationship with. All she wants to do is leave him, and he's killed her.
Sad.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's actually fucking mad.
Apparently, the police also found broken glasses and a broken speaker, which is
What
signs of a violent struggle at the scene.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's forced her up the cliff. He's been like, I want to marry you. She's like, I've told you for weeks I don't want to be with you anymore. And then he's just switched.
And then and then glasses breaking and all sorts.
Sad, man.
So she even tried.
That's pretty much it. That's the end of the story, guys.
That is horrendous.
And that was in America.
Oh, Turkey.
Oh.
Turkey, yeah, it happened in Turkey.
But what's their legal system
I'm
like?
not too sure if
different as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, let's
Can't
just
even continue to look. He's like, yep.
Oh
gosh.
It's sad, man. It's sad, man.
That's very sad.
I
I
just got a new hairline and just switched.
Yeah, that's it for the headlines.
Right, let's get
Time
into
to pay
it.
the bills.
Thank you very much. Let's get into the reaction. Today was
The killer.
All right, welcome to the reaction where I read the sports headlines.
Good.
Huh? All right, cool. Well, Curtis Jones scores twice as the Reds ease into the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Curtis Jones scored twice as Liverpool thrashed West Ham 5-1 at Anfield to set up a Carabao Cup semi-final against Fulham. The midfielder struck Liverpool's second and fifth goals, adding to Dominic Szoboszlai's
Oh,
long-range stunner. A precise finish from Cody Gakpo and a breakaway strike by substitute Mo Salah. Jared Bowen scored a consolation goal for West Ham, but the scoreline reflected the one-sidedness of the contest, with Liverpool registering 29 shots on goal to the visitors' 2. The win pits Liverpool against Fulham in the last 4 of the competition. They have won a record 9 times, with Middlesbrough facing Chelsea in the other tie. It also serves as a perfect warm-up for Saturday's Premier League clash with Arsenal. What have we got here? Des Smith, the founder of the Sheffield Caribbean Sports Club in 1986, is announced the winner of the Sports Personality of the Year 2003 Unsung Hero Award. Big him up. Volunteer Des Smith has been honoured with the 2023 BBC Sports Personality Unsung Hero Award. Des, 70, has been the driving force behind Sheffield Caribbean Sports Club since 1986. The club is a safe haven for young people, offering 5 cricket teams and 8 junior football sides, as well as netball and hockey teams. It also delivers the ACE programme, which supports the development of cricketers from black communities. The Ecclesfield-based club, where Des is chairman, produced former England cricketer Devon Malcolm. Des says sport helped him integrate and learn about other cultures when he immigrated to the UK from Jamaica as a 13-year-old. What else we got here? And our last sports headline: Goalkeeper Mary Earps wins award. 2023 has been a huge year for superstar goalkeeper Mary Earps, that's the Queen of Stops. The England and Manchester United player won the Golden Glove for being the best goalkeeper at the World Cup, was named the world's top goalkeeper at the Best FIFA Awards, and was crowned England's Women's Player of the Year and voted BBC's Woman Footballer of the Year. Oh. Now Mary has added another award to her collection, the prestigious Sports Personality of the Year Award. It feels pretty great off the back of a couple of really big years, and 2023 has been wild in ways I couldn't expect, Earp said as she collected the awards. I'm really, really grateful. Sports Personality of the Year
You're so
is the main award of the BBC Sports Personality of the Year ceremony. The winner is the sports person people think has achieved the most that year, voted for by the public. Mary Earps is the second woman footballer in a row to win the BBC award, with fellow Lioness Beth Mead receiving the award in 2022. And that is the end of our sports headlines. Told you it'd be brief. Let's get into Out Ere. So, my candidate for Out Ere today is...
You're freestyling.
Well, facts. Complex UK.
Oh.
Yeah. They are done Out Ere. They
Damn.
made a list of top 50 UK rappers and hip hop.
They had the audacity.
And they had the audacity, the cheek, to not put me on the list. Okay?
UK or
It was just UK. UK's history to not put me on the list. Also, even cheekier of them is they gave me honourable mention.
Wow.
Sorry. I don't know, this is rude. That's rude.
Honourable mention is rude. I'd rather you just admit me from the whole
So they let
thing.
you know that they didn't forget you.
They thought
They
about- they
remembered
actually
and they
thought
just
about
said,
you.
nah.
Yeah.
They thought about you and louder.
Yeah, they thought about me and allowed it. I don't know who is making
innit?
these decisions over there, but they clearly lack critical thinking and basically they're just uncultured swine. Eh? That's the verse I'm going with.
Yep, okay.
Do you get what I'm trying
Where
to say?
would you put yourself?
What, in the top 50? You know what? That's all subjective. I don't really know. I'd have to go and look at the list. Also, they're mixing up like grime artists and rappers, and it's supposed to be hip hop, so that's a bit of a confusion there. There's things of contention there. There's people that they've... I mean, there's people on that list I ain't never heard of in my Ross Clark life that I didn't know existed till I read the list.
I saw a whole thing about them not putting Tiny Temper on there as well.
Well, that's unfair.
Yeah.
With
They were
everything
like, that's
Tiny's
wild.
done. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I mean, I don't know what the criteria is. Obviously, they've said what their categories are and how they made it, but
Tiny
basically,
was a real leader for that.
and that was a moment. That was a
Yeah.
thing. That was a thing. He changed the game. Like,
It literally did.
I don't know. Like I said,
Was Rizzle Kicks on there? Was me Jordan from Rizzle Kicks was that on the list?
Don't.
I need to check it. And if they were, and if he wasn't, this is what I'm trying to say. Fuck them.
I wasn't on the list.
Was he on the list? You should know.
I wasn't on the list. Are you fucking mad?
This is why they done it.
Bro, if there's any rappers in the UK, nah.
Because Jesus was on FIFA
I'll
and
be
that.
real, bro.
Mate.
Mama do the hump, mama do the hump.
Hey.
Hey, it's a big rhythm.
That's
It
a
is.
big tune,
Brother,
though.
I
That's a big
I
tune.
expect zero accolades, man. I'm fucking with you. I'm not. That's not my game. I don't even.
Well, it's my game.
It's your game.
Yeah,
that's your game.
It's my game.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
I try my best. I try my best. I like rapping, but yeah, no, I hear it. There's a whole other. I mean, I've seen you talk about this already. That's why I think your point is that there should be subcategories.
Yeah,
Because that's when you went viral before, innit? When you,
And I think-
when you went.
and the pagan, yeah,
I want to see what this
Snake,
list is.
because he's gonna be on the panel discussing the 10.
I'm scared. No.
Big man use.
I knew it. You were going there.
Big man use. If I don't hear you pipe up and say the right things on this panel, you'll never work in this town again, my boy. Yeah? I don't listen. I don't know what's going on there. This is crazy.
3 days.
You get me? This is crazy. Mimi's on his
Who's-
own. Mimi,
I was gonna
you better
say,
do the
yeah.
right Ross
Who's on
Clark
the
thing.
panel?
Take
Who's on
people
the
on your
panel?
work husband and then
You're gonna have
you
to
better do
do
the
it.
right Ross Clark thing.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
go
to do a gets.
crazy.
You're gonna have to do a gets, bro.
Make a who's on the panel, innit?
Brother. Honorable mentions is wait, what? These are the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Who were they?
Bruh, Tiny, J Spades, Big H. These people aren't on the list.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Black the Ripper,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Frisco
You know.
is an honorable mention.
Honourable mention, Frisco.
Titch. The Mitchell Brothers, The Streets. I mean, at this rate, I should have stuck in a little bit of Rizzle Kicks. Anyway. Just saying, do you know what I mean? Like, we did our bit, brother. I'm still rapping. You know what I mean? You might not like it. I'm still rapping. It's not a record. Do you know what I'm saying? We were rapping. We made pop rap and pop. Just gonna throw it out there.
Okay.
Scorcher, Low Key, Tion Wayne, Akala, Squeak, Steph London, Clap. These are all honourable mentions. Bro, you're all right. Dot on novelist.
There's people on the honorable mention list that should be on the list.
Yeah.
You get me?
I'm glad they said Sway. Can I say Sway the Sappho?
Sway is good as well.
He is one of the most...
Sway should be on the list.
Bruh. But
Sway
he
should be
doesn't
on the
get his
list.
flowers ever. I never hear him mentioned
Yeah,
ever.
he doesn't.
Sway should be on the list.
I never hear him mentioned.
never hear him
London,
any
London
conversations.
Posse 50 is strong. I will say.
Whatever,
that.
they put PDC on the list. How can PDC be on the list and Mash not be on the list? That's
Crazy.
bonkers.
That is crazy.
That is bonkers.
Mist,
I got more.
Mist is on this list above Tiny is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
No,
like
it is,
Mist
and
as
you know
well.
what?
I like Mist.
I wasn't gonna go through the list.
What's
I don't want
another
to.
thing?
I don't want to take away anybody's flowers. Yeah,
No,
anybody that made the
you
list,
should,
fair
you
play
should.
to them.
You should. Yeah, you should. I'm glad they got something.
They got
right
my
there.
brother Joe Black 44. That is wild. That is
Clash,
wild.
Skinny at 40, Avelino 39, No
Avelino. You know what? Let's end this segment.
Bruce Manuba, So Solid Crew, Miss Dynamite, Loyal Khan's at 33. Loyal Khan and me are basically the same fucking person. He's got 33. Scraps, fair.
You know what's killing me? Is Jordan saying that he's joking about Rizzle Kicks, but he keeps making references.
Because the more I look at this list,
you deserve to be there, innit?
You are.
listen, all I'm saying is a lot of our super fans jumped onto Loyal Khan after, but
Okay.
anyway. No, but Loyal's a serious lyricist. I'm actually genuinely fascinated. Do D Block Europe rap?
You know what? Because I like D Block. Anyway, Complex UK.
First of all, don't be
I
a
just
phony.
asked. No,
Talk
no.
about you like
Can I
this
say?
now.
Can I say about? No. Listen. Let's be real. I'm saying. I think D Block makes some dope tunes. Yeah, like they obviously, and they're independently doing phenomenally well. Do they rap enough?
Their style is more that wave new style. They're not actually rapping, but Ads does have the potential. Ads can rap.
Is a right.
Ads can rap.
He
so-
can rap. I can sing.
Well,
Blade Brown,
there we have
Young's. I'm sorry. I'm still going. I need to go. Let's go to top 10.
let's do it.
Dizzy's
I think it stops at 10.
13.
They put
Nines.
Oh, yeah,
Wretch
let's
is
do the top-
11.
Wretch
Wretch
is
is 11. Did you make top 10?
No,
Would
Wretch
you-
didn't
why
make
are they
top
stopped
10.
at 11?
I think because they're gonna do the show.
They're doing an announcement. That's crazy. Yo, they got me scrolling to 11 just to see Wretch disrespected like that. That's great. Wait, Scorcher honourable mention. That's actually kind of mad.
Scorcher 6. They put Devlin on there, and Devlin's cold. If they're mixing up with MCs, like brother, I don't know, but whoever made this list, I told you, the uncultured swine.
Who would you put as your number one UK rapper ever? Or top 3 in no particular order, because that's deep in it.
Yeah.
Top 3 in no particular order.
I don't know top 3, and it's hard, but I would put number 1. I think I don't know what the criteria is, but through longevity, through accolades, and through doors being open up, I would probably. I wouldn't say he's the best. I wouldn't say he's the best, but just for what he's done, what he's achieved, for the doors that he's opened, and for still being around and still doing his thing, I would probably go Gigs. It's just like in just like in fairness to everything of his career. I'm not saying he's the. You know what I'm trying to say? He wouldn't be my best or the favorite or whatever, but
it's hard to measure.
It is hard to measure, but I think that wouldn't be unfair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think your original point is right though. For their like, it's such a wild concept to be like 50 rappers. Like there should be subcategories. Like I was having this conversation the other day about rappers of all time, and like for me, it's important to be like if it was based off of rappability or cultural impact are two different things.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think when people talk about rappers ever, I feel like no one talks about Missy Elliott enough, because I used to love
she's
Missy.
sick.
Right. But like as a rapper, if you're like getting into it, she's not going to compete with Kendrick, but cultural impact, she's
she did
beyond
that.
so many people. Like she was doing shit way before ad-libs, the whole thing of jumping in with ad-libs and shit. Missy had been doing that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway. But so I hear what you're saying with Gigs, because it's like literally, that was the first time me had heard that kind of rap, and then he's just pushed the whole scene through of,
Yeah, talking the
It's
hardest.
tricky. It'd
Me
be interesting
hearing,
to know what their criteria is.
me growing up in clubs and raving and living through that experience of times changing is different. Going out to a club and being raving and being a young boy outside and hearing talking the hardest being played is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then worse, the reaction it gets.
Still to
Like
today.
still to this day. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That. So witnessing that was that's a moment in history, and you can't take that from people because we was not being played in clubs. You get me? In the circular events in music, we was not being played. Music like UK rap night was not being played. It didn't make the rotation.
Yeah, it was on pop.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't a thing. Wow. So for that switch That's the start of it all. That's
What's that,
you
like,
being in the club and
08,
hearing
09?
Dave and hearing Fredo and hearing that is the start of it all. That was the first time. And then plus it's not even a song like that. It's a freestyle. It's not even got a hook. Do you get what I mean?
That's
Like,
that's
Yeah,
actually
that's it.
mad.
when you take into consideration a lot of the things that he's done, and again, like I said, I don't think he's the best.
Yeah.
Like, but I think if you take, I don't know what criteria you would go with, but cultural influence and
That's why I think it's so
longevity
mad that
and-
Dizzy's like 33 or something. Like,
Dizzy's a and Dizzy's a
crazy to me.
Dizzy's a game changer. Dizzy's a flow fighter. When I'm
Yeah.
young boy taping Dizzy Rascal's doing things that my ears have never heard before. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Listen, and all of them have
Initially, we didn't know how to accept it. I went from laughing at Dizzy. You know, because when something's new, you think I went from laughing at who's this guy? Can you hear him? Listen to his voice. Listen to this. Laughing at him, and until it settles in, and then you clock. Remember, like I said, it's totally brand new.
Yeah.
So then you realize what he's doing is saying, "Oh, I just wasn't familiar with your style. This is crazy. You're the best. You're the best ever." You get what I'm trying to say?
And also like rappers, the new wave rappers have come. I say new wave now, it seems mad, but like the rappers that have come through and done bits have all paid homage to Dizzy and Wiley.
Yeah.
So I
Will
thought
as
it'd be
well.
interesting
Will's
to see.
different. But no,
Is Wiley on
there's
the list?
he should be.
Wiley's
No, he's
gotta
going to be in the
be
top
top
10
10,
because
he's gotta
he
be
wasn't
top
in
10.
none of them things. Him, Dave,
And he
Giggs.
wasn't an honorable mention.
Dave is unbelievably
Who else
good at
would have
rapping.
been there missing? J Huss ain't there, so all them lot will be all them.
Stormzy there.
Stormzy,
Stormzy.
Skepta,
What was
them-
Central C? I saw Central
Kano.
C.
Kano, yeah,
Central
all,
C was further
all of
down.
them, all of
Further
them,
down,
get,
okay.
But he's
all
only
of them
been
will be
around
there.
well, actually, that's not true. He's been around for a while, but
Yeah. Okay. 'cause
I mean,
saw
the top
people
10, the top
outraged
10,
about that.
the top 10 will be pretty much good though.
people are outraged that Central's not in the top 10.
No, they were saying that basically there's people that he was ahead of that he shouldn't be ahead of.
But that order's
essentially.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But Central's always going to get heat anyway because he's so big.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, well, Uncultured Swine at Complex. These are done it here, man. These are done it.
I hope they
Here.
don't get
Real
to
ones
do that
know.
twice.
Real ones know.
Real recognize real, man.
Real recognize
Come
real.
on.
That's right.
You proved it recently as well anyway. I seen that doing numbers, bro.
What's that?
The live session you did.
Oh, the GRM.
Yeah, come
I
on.
mean, come on, man. Okay, man. There's a man with taste here. You know what I'm trying to say?
come on.
There's a man with taste. You get me? And I don't know, out of them 50 on that list, I don't know how many of them could have done what I did. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. It's not about that. It's not about me. But anyway, that's it. Keep it honorable mention. Let's get into the outro.
All right, obviously, Jordan was supposed to be here for an interview, but he is part of the family now, so he'll be back again. Don't worry about that. You'll be seeing him more often.
Just found that out.
Let's
go.
You're welcome, man.
That's how you know you're really part of family, because you find out shit on live in real time. Too.
Yeah.
You're definitely part of family now, boys.
Regarding the AI conversation, my brother, my eldest brother, he's a thought leader in the space, like a big thought leader, and he's scheduled to come on in the new year, right? I'm telling you, when he comes on, this whole conversation about this AI, I want you to be here when he's here, so he
I'll
can basically
talk
tell you
to-
everything,
I'll talk to
as
man.
into what's happening, what you guys don't know about, that's coming down the line.
Do you know about it?
Yeah, because he told me.
That's why
That's
you
why I
give him
was
so much-
arguing.
that's why you give him so
against
much
it.
vim, innit?
Yeah. Obviously. I'm behind the veil, innit?
Wow.
But anyway, it's been a great episode. Thank you very much for coming through.
Yes.
I know that your
Really
time is very,
vibes.
very valuable, and we really appreciate it.
No, I loved it. I loved it. This show's dope.
Yeah, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. I hope you're not just saying that. You
No,
really had fun.
genuinely. No,
Good.
genuinely.
Love
This whole
that.
environment is honestly so refreshing. and
Oh,
such a
thank you,
vibe.
babes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you're really great, man.
you're basically like one of us.
You're
to be fair,
basically,
isn't it?
to be honest, so
Oh
love it.
man, thank you so
Slotted in
much.
perfectly. So yeah, that was great.
Perfectly, seamlessly.
I'm an only child, so that means more than you know.
Oh,
Until recently, actually, I've got two little half brothers. That's another story. Dad's
okay, well, I hear it.
Outside.
Caribbean.
I hear it. But guys, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys showing up, showing out every single time. Did we get any callers? We did get a caller today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Chims.
did. Yes, big up Chims.
James, yeah.
And big up
James, yeah, big up James.
Bruv. 1L.
and everyone who contributed. I'm sure the chat was going off. Follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB, Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. Also, big up our researchers. We appreciate you every single time. Have I said a number? No, I haven't. If you want to call in when we're live on air, I feel like tomorrow will be a good day to call in. Let's end the year with a bang. The number is 075 64841073. Also, if you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, email the team at the day after at thenewblack.com. As you guys know, we've got a great show planned for tomorrow as well.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be
You
doing
promise not
breads,
to start the awards till I get here.
awards. So we shouldn't start doing it.
No, you can start today. That's fine. Mean the awards.
If Loons comes here before you,
Yeah, I'll be
Have you spoken to them?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
you didn't
cool.
speak to
But
them.
you didn't speak to them.
That's all right. You done it. It's cool. That was a man.
Can you imagine?
Thanks.
Never mind.
Anyways, yeah, if I'll be honest, if Loons gets here before you, it's not gonna be it. Loons out here doing what is it when rappers go on tour and they've got the things that they've got to have.
Media.
No, like say like you're like I want Skittles.
Oh, Rider.
Yeah, Loons out here talking about he wants this and that.
Turkey bacon.
Can you imagine?
Turkey bacon. You asked for breakfast.
Loons asked for breakfast. Who said if I'm gonna wake up?
Did he change the time tonight?
Yes. Did he tell you?
He
I think it's 7 to 9.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This just sounds like something that you said to talk about when the show's.
He told me that was his intention. He didn't confirm it.
Okay, cool.
I said I don't mind. I'm easy. Whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys appreciated that conversation. But yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Big up, Jordan. Is there anything you got coming? You want people to tune into anything like that?
Nah.
You want people to follow you on socials?
Not really. Jordan Stevens.
Lovely.
I started a Substack actually. Planet Jordan's a Substack.
sick.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
What you do on there?
New
What's-
blog. Do you know what a Substack is?
Yeah, I've got
I don't.
subscriptions.
Is it quite? Have you?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool. It's like a blog, old school blog. You just post. And
Yeah, that's
keep
why I
it
follow
scrolling, but you can charge
Silly
people
Breaks
for it.
on there.
Who?
Sully
Breaks. Yeah, he lives near me.
Silly Breaks.
Oh, serious?
It's Sully.
Yeah. Silly Breaks, yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I thought it was Sully. I said
I
Sully
think
when I
Break-
see him.
Does he live near you?
Me, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I've known Sully for a minute, but
Yeah, because he does his writing on there as well.
does he? Yeah. See, I
I'm
think it's
subscribed
such a
to
good
it. I'm
outlet
sick.
for that.
Yeah.
So,
So,
that's
what
it.
do you write about?
At the moment, I'm literally figuring it out with the people who are following me because
sick.
I'm just learning. I've got a
Yeah.
friend on there who's doing like numbers and
It's really cool, you know. It's
But
really
it's
cool
like a
platform.
weird relationship because it's like obviously no one's really clocked it yet for me. So
Yeah.
I've got to be like, let me just post and just clear my use it.
yeah.
My goal is it encourages me to write more. That's
Okay,
literally
sick.
it.
Sick. What's
So
it called?
planetjordan.substack.com.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, guys, have a great Thursday, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
Peace.
Cheese.
Bye.